Alright. Hello again, everyone. Mike 37. And we are continuing with case 2 today of Investigations 2. Prosecutor's Gambit. Oh, that control is disconnected. There we go. Okay. So, last time we left off, I was in the middle of I was in the middle of talking with the person that discovered the body in the case. It was in fact the very first murder suspect we had in the very first game of the series. What a way to bring that guy back, huh? So yeah, now we have now we're gonna get a testimony from him, and we're gonna be poking through that to figure out if he's lying or what he's lying about, or what he's lying about. Of course, we have nothing. Of course, we don't have anything new in the gallery yet because we don't get anything like that until later. Do know something though. Hang on. Yeah, that's coming up. So I gotta remember that before I get the achievement. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and let's jump right in. Okay. Witness testimony, finding the corpse. I was in the workshop there by myself, practicing what I'd learned. I don't remember how, but I found myself in front of the door to the other workshop. I happened to peek in through the little window, and that I saw him lying there, a man, not moving, dead. I wailed in fright and found myself screaming in sheer terror. Wow, it's the same sort of testimony he had in the first game. Let me get this straight. The room you were in is next to the one where the corpse was found. Yes, that's right. I was in workshop B. And you were there the whole day. Yes, from 7 a.m. roll call onwards. There were three roll calls today, you see. 7 a.m., noon, and 9 p.m. And they check who's in the workshops during roll call, correct? That's right. Nothing was reported to be amiss at 7 a.m. Which means the knight's body wasn't in the workshop yet at that point in time. Prison roll call, John down the organizer. That's gonna be important later. Because that means the murder took place after 7 a.m. Which puts it right around the time the show was happening. Ah, yes, the show! I remember the other prisoners going to see it. And therefore, anybody who wasn't at the show has no alibi. Would that be a fair assessment, Mr. Sard? I guess so, but I only found the body, I swear. There's a clear contradiction in Mr. Sard's testimony. Rooting it out should be my first priority. I imagine it's gonna be something like about the guard. But do we have like something from the guard saying that there was no one in these rooms during a time supposedly? Oh wait, yeah, the doors. It shouldn't have been able to catch some. The door, he shouldn't have been able. He shouldn't have been able to open the door at all. Well, actually, no. Hang on. He said he looked through the little window. He didn't actually go in. Oh, wait a second. He shouldn't have been able to leave the room at all, because the guard should have been the one that was able to get him out, I think. Hang on. I'm gonna press it just in case. You found yourself there? Really? That's right, and then I found myself peeking through the little window in the door. Why did you think to do that? Oh gosh, I don't know. I just found myself doing it, really. You clearly weren't concentrating on your work then. No, that's not true. I'm a model prisoner. It's just all the other prisoners had gone to watch the show. I guess I was, well, kind of lonely. Like being stuck at school after everybody else has gone home, huh? Yes, exactly like that. Anyway, I found myself in front of the door with the other workshop, and... Yeah, the contradiction is that he shouldn't be able to leave at all. Objection. Enough of these pathetic lies, Mr. Sart. I'm afraid you've rather lost sight of what you are. What I am? I know precisely what I am. I'm a former newspaper salesman who's trained to be a pet stylist. That's not what I meant. That's not all you are, is it? Or did you forget the bracelet you wear around your wrist? A bracelet that marks you as a prisoner, and therefore unable to move around as you please. As we both know, stepping outside that door would have sounded an alarm. There's no way you could have looked into the other workshop without leaving the room you were in. Gah! Ooh, stylishly done, Edgeworth. But doesn't this mean that Mr. Sard couldn't have found the body then? Good question, Kay. Perhaps Mr. Sard himself can explain. It's him. So actually, I may have forgotten to mention one very important detail. Sorry about that. I can explain exactly how I was able to see the body if you like. By all means, go ahead. Testimony 2. Finding the corpse, part 2. There's a little trick we prisoners know about, you see. As long as you leave your bracelet inside the door, you can lean out without triggering the alarm. That's how I was able to peek through the window and into the workshop next door. Inside, I spotted the victim's dead body, which made me scream with fright. So he's saying he was able to take a look next door because he had kept his arm inside workshop B as he leaned out. Please don't tell anyone about our little trick, especially not the guards. Please. Is this it? Is this all he was hiding? I better dig a little deeper into his testimony just in case. Those doors do not look like the space close enough together for him to be able to lean and peek in the window. Hold it. I suppose it allows you to enjoy a little taste of freedom. It does, to be honest. It's one of the few things that brings me joy anymore. Rather surprising source of joy, but rule breaking isn't exactly a demonstration of remorsefulness, is it? Oh, but I am remorseful. I always am. I'm a model prisoner, after all. I'm beginning to suspect that he doesn't know what a model prisoner actually is. So you used this trick to peek through the window. That's right, yes, I made sure the guard wasn't looking and leaned out into the corridor. Hold it! Why did you make so much of an effort just to take a look? Well, you see, I heard noises coming from next door, and that room was supposed to be empty, so I thought it was strange. And you went to look as soon as you heard these noises? Yes, of course. I had to see what was going on, so I went right away. I see. Are there any problems with what Mr. Sard just said? You claim that you looked into the next room as soon as you heard some noise. If that's the case, you must have seen more than just a dead body. Because the person who made the noises should have been in there too. You got him quake in his boots, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Sard, tell us the truth of what you saw. You do, of course, have the right to remain silent, but it will do little to dispel the notion that you were somehow involved in this crime. I'm sorry. I did see something else, but it's too insane to believe. I really thought I might have dreamt it. That's why I wasn't sure if I should mention it. Just tell us what you saw. Alright. It was that dog. And what I saw is the stuff of nightmares. That huge black dog had sunk his terrible teeth into the victim's throat. What did you just say? It was hellish, utterly hellish. The beast, the overbeast, he killed him. Certainly I don't feel so good. Jeepers creepers, that's awful. Talk about traumatizing. It was dreadful, horrible. I know I couldn't help but scream. So there's a man-eating dog in the prison's animal population, is there? And that really is everything, I promise. You believe me, don't you? For now, this one seems too far-fetched to lie, even for you. I'd like you to append what you just told us to your testimony, if you don't mind. Very well. Inside, I spotted the victim's dead body, which made me scream in fright. I also saw that black dog, his mouth clammed tight around that man's throat. He doesn't seem to like me very much. So the animals can pass through. Yeah, that makes sense. There has to be something. Hang on. Would it be the glove?
Objection!
No, I didn't think so. If you'd be so gonna take a look at this piece of evidence, Mr. Sarge, I see it, but I don't see its significance. Come now, it's quite clearly contradicts your testimony. Does it? I don't think it does. Ah, looks like I got it wrong. What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? This isn't like you. I was just sounding him out. Oh, don't give me that. You can just say you were wrong, you know. But I wasn't wrong. I was mistaken. So Knight was bitten in the throat by a dog that lives here in the prison. The most plausible explanations, I have to say. Well, they do say that pigs take after their owners. But there's some things that they shouldn't take after. Now they're supposed to help reform their owners. Otherwise, what's the point of having an animal with their program? I should probably ask Mr. Saw a little more about this dog. So I have to press him again about that, huh?
Hold it!
You're sure this black dog was biting the victim's throat? Yes, there was blood everywhere. The beast's mouth was dripping with it, and... Whoa, spare us the gory details, will you? What about the victim? Was he... Yeah, don't say! Do you really need to ask him that, Mr. Edgeworth? Okay, what was that punch for? I'm on your side here. He wasn't moving at all, he was just lying there. I mean, he was already dead. There was so much blood just oozing from his neck. Oh, he was dead at the door now, I'm sure of that. Not even a twitch of a finger, just lifeless. Enough already! Why do you have to go into every little detail like that? To give you a nice, accurate testimony. This is what you want, isn't it? Shall I add what I've said to my testimony, Mr. Edgeworth? Please do. It was awful, I tell you. Terrible. Oh. Wait a second. A snowflake motif from Relief. You seem to have a very clear memory of this ring, Mr. Sart. Well, I used to go door to door selling newspaper subscriptions, you see. I take people at a glance, their appearance, their mood, that sort of thing. Figuring out who exactly you were dealing with is the first step in any sale. Except in this case, you were figuring out a corpse. What can I say? Force of habit. One that served me very well in my sales career, if I do say so myself. Even so, you seem to remember things to an uncanny level of detail. I suppose. Nevertheless, it's true. I remember the ring, the relief, all of it. Is what he's saying even plausible, though? Perhaps I should take another look at the condition of the victim's body as we found it. I know what I saw, Mr. Edgeworth, and my eyes don't lie. So Mr. Knight was bitten in the throat by a dog that lives here in the prison. The most plausible of explanations, I have to say. Oh, they do say the pets take after their... It's the same thing. Hang on. So I think that's the objection we're going to bring out. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, he was covered. He shouldn't be able to see that. Oh, it was another wrong piece of evidence. Whoops. I was supposed to present a picture of the victim's body, wasn't I? There we go. Wrong evidence. A ring with a snowflake relief. Yes, I saw it clear as day. It was carved in such fine detail. Interesting. Your testimony is certainly very accurate. In fact, I'd say it's just a little too accurate. And? What's wrong with being too accurate? I mean this. You testified to having seen a ring with a snowflake design on it. And while the victim did indeed have a ring on his finger... See, exactly as I said, I'm not finished yet. There was no way you could have seen it. Take a look at this photograph. As you can see, the victim's right hand was covered by a tarp. It would have been impossible for you to see his ring. I don't know what design was on it. Unless, that is, you approached the body and removed the sheet. You told us earlier that you only took a look through the window and the door. Yet you seem to have quite a lot of... Yet you seem to have seen quite a lot from such a disadvantaged location, Mr. Sart. Who the heck do you think you are, huh? Mr. Big Shot, acting like you know it all. I mean, I saw what I saw, I swear. I know the man's arm. It must be moving on the top after I peeked in. Object! Nonsense! You already told us that can't have been the case. He wasn't moving at all. He was just lying there. Meaning he was already dead. You said it yourself. The victim was already dead. And dead men don't move, do they? Ooh, wait! Is that the stench of you? I have no idea how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. Desperation, I smell. What are you hiding, Mr. Sart? Tell us. No, you're wrong. I know what I saw. Oh, he just it happened again. Oh, you couldn't let it go, could you? Had to keep on poking and prodding. You still have a two-bit associate attorney. It seems the real Mr. Sard has finally revealed himself. Whoa, that's quite the rug he was rocking. Came straight out you like some kind of flying black cat. Look, I'm just a sweet, innocent witness here. But are you really? Because I must say, I have doubts. Very serious doubts. What's that supposed to mean? You saw something that should have been impossible to see from outside the workshop. So, how did you do it? That's simple. Mr. Sarge, this is where you were standing when you saw the body. He was probably actually in Workshop A.
Take that!
You were in the same room as the body. That's the only way you could have seen the relief on the ring. Say what you want, but you don't have a shred of evidence, do you? Nothing to prove I was in the room with the body anyway. You can't prove it, can you? Because I was in the next room over. Mind my own business looking after the animal. This is where the glove comes in. Why else would I have signed out a pair of rubber gloves for fun? Shut up. I want to see evidence that proves I was in that room with the body.
Take that!
One of those said rubber gloves. Right where I want you. Remind me, Mr. Sart, what were you doing when you discovered the body? How many times I was practicing my pet styling techniques. Of course. Then perhaps this rubber glove might mean something to you. This glove was found by the victim's body. I believe it was dropped by the killer. And I can't help but notice you have a similar glove tucked into your apron. No, this one's different.
Hold it!
Yes, that one does seem awfully lonely, doesn't it? It's just a rubber glove. There are hundreds of them all over the prison. This doesn't prove anything. Objection! Not yet, perhaps, but if I were to ask the police to check this glove prints, I have a feeling the results will be rather fascinating. Inverted colors. It's over. He's gone. He's run away from us.
Objection!
What the? that was Fender. That was a pretty rad objection, am I right? Please, Fender, now is not the time for tomfoolery. But I have a legit objection. Because this isn't over. There's something that still doesn't make sense. Our man here is a prisoner, right? And he's got one of those bracelet doohickeys on. That's true. So how could he have left his workshop in the first place? His bracelet would trigger the alarm if he tried. Right, we don't have a good explanation for that yet. Well, anything you'd like to share, good buddy? We're all friends here. That's weird. You should be clinging onto that bracelet like the big round lightsaber it is. In what way? As in, it's the best hope a wig-flinging friend here has for getting off the hook for murder. Sorry, can't get into the crime scene with a bracelet on. If it was me, I'd be arguing that for my life. And yet, he hasn't said a peep about it. I wonder what that might be, Probably because he was actually in the other workshop the whole time. Or he just doesn't have a bracelet anymore. Saddle Sons! I suppose Mrs. Law Priestess did preach that silence as golden yesterday, too. Whoa, you sound like an actual attorney for a second there, Mr. Fender. The worst of times when lawyers come and show our biggest smiles. Gregory taught me that. It was part of the attorney's code he lived by. So, friend, what's the dealio? Why so coy about your bracelet? Oh no, he does have it. I missed down the art. Well, Well, to tell you the truth, it's broken. And his wig's back on too. Oh look, my wig has mysteriously spawned back on top of my head. Broken. I fell over a little while back, you see, hitting on the floor. After that, it didn't seem to set the sensors off anymore. I should have told the guards about it, I know, but it was awfully convenient. I see. So your bracelet is broken. But did they really break that easily? And so, then this prison has a serious security problem. And again, it's not like anyone's gonna be able to get past the vault doors there behind us. Oh, there's a guard here now. You there? Can we have a moment? Oh, aren't you just the cutest? Ahem. Meow! How can I help you, sir? This prisoner's bracelet appears to be broken. What? Really? That's not good. I'll get someone to find a replacement right away. Thank you. We'll keep hold of the broken one for the time being. Of course, sir. I trust you take good care of it. Sweet, bracelet sorted. Now to turn in our murderer in, yeah? What? No, I didn't kill anybody. Oh there, Balio. You were the one who said your bracelet was out of commission. Or were there other inmates freely roaming the halls while everybody was busy watching the show? No, I just found the body, that's all, I promise. When I did, that enormous dog still had his mouth wrapped around the poor man's neck. I went to the workshop after the beast had left. Why did you go in? Well, fine, I wanted to go for his pockets, okay? He was going to rob the corpse. That explains why he remembers the night's ring in so much detail. Hey, why are you looking at me like that? I'm a great thief. I never stoop so low as to steal from a... Well, I didn't steal anything either. The show ended just after I entered the room, and all the other inmates came trickling downstairs after. I panicked, rushed back to the other workshop, and started my fake screaming. And dropped the glove in your haste, huh? I guess that's all. I guess this all just about hangs together. Anything smell funky to you, Miles? Other than whether Mr. Saw is the one who did it, I'd say one very significant question still remains. The question of how Knight made it into the prison proper from his holding cell in the detention center. Oh yeah, that one's a doozy. I also can't help but wonder about another key feature of Mr. Saw's testimony. Dog. That dog's involvement can only mean one thing. Mr. Sawd, yes, so what is it? Were you the only prisoner who didn't go to watch the show? Well, no, there was one other who didn't. Am I right in thinking that this person couldn't have watched the show, even if he'd wanted to? Yes, how did you? I knew it. I had my suspicions when we first ran into that black dog yesterday, but this confirms it. For a criminal that dangerous to end up in a place like this is unbelievable, but... Where is this person's cell? You're going to see him? Who are we talking about here? Him? He's not like the other prisoners you know. He's special. He's treated like a royalty. But you didn't hear that from me. All I'll say is, if you value your life, you'll stay well away from him. What? Will you please stop trying to steer us all the time? Yeah, big cheese, huh? Well, I for one definitely value my life, so that sucks. They keep him in maximum security, which is over there. Maximum security. Well, that's only one way of treating someone differently. Alright, quit being so mysterious and tell us who he is already. Let's just say he's highly skilled when it comes to people's lives, but it's better than anyone, in fact. And, that's all I'm prepared to say on the subject. In fact, I may have already said too much. Well, Mosley? Anything you care to share? Or are you going to leave Kay and I in the dark here, too? The mystery man Maximum Security is an old acquaintance. Let's go pay him a visit. I suspect we'll find our dark canine friend there, too. Alright. Off we go. Oh, there's a peek here. a mini pig, I believe. Though not for eating, I hope. Isn't this great, Mr. Edgeworth? It's like being at the zoo. Except it's the humans, not the animals who live in captivity here. No one would mind if I took one home with me, would they? If by home you mean behind bars, then no, I suppose not. Huh? March 28th, 12:41 p.m. Prison maximum security. Wow, it's pitch black in there. I can't see a thing. But didn't you say that the Yatagarasu takes flight even in the dead of night or something? Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight, one alone soars to shine the light of righteousness in the world's blight. And that one is me, for I am the great thief Yatagarasu. Oh, you are one powerful performer. Thanks, but that doesn't help me see in the dark. I'm a human, not a three-legged raven. Ah. Oh, there's the dog. And they run. They're gone. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth. That voice. I knew it. It has been far too long. You remember me? Yeah. I can hardly forget now, could I? After all, you are the one who put me away. Mr. Edgeworth? Are you talking to that dog? Or is there someone else in there? Still can't see a dang thing. Oh, but I'm forgetting myself. Forgive me, I do not often receive visitors. One moment. I will turn on the lights. Oh my god. That's one interesting jail cell right there. You are a heavy-footed lot. Am I right in thinking there are 3 of you in all? Very well. Perhaps we should start by introducing ourselves. I am Bohid Harma Kanis. Bohid Harma Kanis. Is the pun name supposed to be body horror? As you may have gathered, Mr. Edgeworth and I are old acquaintances. Connors was a notorious assassin. Some knew him as the Blind Butcher. His only weapons were a vicious hunting hound and a fearsomely sharp knife. His appearance was always announced by the sound of bells, the last sound his victims would ever hear. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, am I to guess why you have come to see me? You know why I'm here, in fact. Oh, you know why I'm here. In fact, I'm willing to bet you know every detail of this sordid little affair already. I suppose we have nothing to hide from one another. Oh. Suspicion of murder. Your faithful canine friend is currently the chief suspect in a murder investigation. The person who found the body saw a dog with his mouth around the victim's throat. Your witness is mistaken. Helmut here is a gentle soul. He is, in my eyes, nothing more. It is absurd to think that he would do such a thing, isn't it, boy? Yes, it is. You're a good boy, aren't you? Helmut is more than a mere seeing-eye dog. He's certainly no good boy. He's also a trained killer. A weapon once used in this man's sordid trade. This witness of yours, he is trustworthy, I assume? Ugh. Sarge is anything but trustworthy, and he's still very much a suspect himself. I can hardly claim that his testimony is beyond reproach. No, then. I thought as much. Yes, I did, Helmut, yes. Because I already knew who a witness was. Your alibi. What were you doing between 8 and 10 a.m. yesterday morning, Mr. Connors? During the show, you mean? I was here, ensconced in these humble surroundings. I've developed a passion for wood carving, you see. An obsession, even. I was engrossed in it all morning. I just yawned. Sorry. And you have permission to engage in such a hobby. Can't believe someone would actually let you. The wood and I have an understanding. An understanding? That's ridiculous. This man should be allowed one, let alone 5 chisels. Another with lethal weapons in his hands. I was covering up Buddha's pieces at first, but by the 674th, my interest had begun to wane. Wow, that must have taken forever. Time is all I have, child. In any case, my focus is now shifted to pieces such as these. I didn't know you played chess. You play too, do you not, Prosecutor? Perhaps one day you might indulge me. Though you may find my game rather rudimentary. I only began after my arrival here, I'm afraid. What's that piece? Dog with 3 heads? Ah yes, the dogs of war. You must forgive my little joke. The chess is, after all, a game of war. Soldiers, knights, castles, all doing their utmost to protect the king, all loyal to the last. I've always thought it strange this game has no place for a dog. After all, more loyal weapon could be an army called upon. Still, it's simply a piece I made for fun. Fear not, I play it by the regular rules, and with the regular pieces. So, dude just made a chess piece for fun. I can't imagine it's easy finding opponents to play here in prison, though. Oh, I have my correspondence. Correspondence chess, then. Showing moves by post. Yes, even prisoners are allowed to send and receive letters. Constantly inspected, of course. Although, I have yet to receive the details of my current opponent's next move. Sounds like this current opponent isn't a resident here. I suppose you know the identity of the deceased, Mr. Connors. His name was Bronco Knight, was it not? Poor unfortunate soul. You keep your ear to the ground. My ears are all I have, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not surprised that he's plugged into the prison's information network. But perhaps he was not so unfortunate after all. What do you mean? Mr. Knight's crime was a grave one, a crime for which he would have been made to pay dearly anyway. The attempted assassination of our president. That is no small matter. Attempted assassination? Wait, Mr. Edgeworth, didn't Mr. Knight... Yes, we proved that he murdered his team leader, and that there was no attempt on the president's life. Could it be... Are they attempting to cover up the president's weighing fake assassination scheme? Whoa there, cowboy! You're saying the prankster didn't actually have a pup at the prez? Was I to defend him on the charge of attempted murder? You mean you don't know what really happened? So what? They just blamed the whole assassination thing on Mr. Knight? Would explain why the committee was so keen to get involved. Of course, they took you off the case to try and keep you away, and swapped in that wiener kid, that wiener kid, to push through an attempted murder charge. In other words, they're trying to cover up the truth. So they really were trying to frame him. According to the guards, this night, was it? They tell me he was violently insistent that he had attempted to know his assassination, which would have come out anyway when the case went to trial. I'm no expert in legal matters, but let me just say this one thing. I know for a certainty that he would not have been the first inmate imprisoned on false pretenses. Ugh. An uncomfortable fact, but a fact nonetheless. Yes, Albert, yes it is, yes. The courtroom is not always the bastion of truth you believe to be, Mr. Edgeworth. No bastion of truth, huh? I've heard something to that effect before. Yes, from a certain Interpol agent who doesn't have much faith in prosecutors. Ah, I'm talking about Lang. Hey, I'm back. This is gonna be my only appearance. I guess I'm just relegated to flashbacks. This case. You're not twisting the truth behind those closed courtroom doors too, are you? Fueled by that kind of thinking. Is it any wonder that those courts produce nothing but falsities and lies? Sorry, but the truth doesn't need the likes of you to distort it today. I was never able to fully dispel this mistrust of prosecutors. Yeah, even Helmut understands, don't you, Helmut? Yes, you do. The truth revealed in court and your deductions is it dangerous to trust either implicitly. Ugh. But I am not bitter. You are not the first to make me a subject of unfounded suspicions in recent days. In fact, I was visited by another prosecutor only yesterday. He was accompanied by a judge. They even dragged the warden along, with distaste for me lingering unspoken in the air. Not those two again. Prosecutor Winner and Judge Gavel. I went over my cell with a fine-tooth comb, but he left empty-handed. You were looking for the murder weapon, I believe, to no avail. I mustn't take it personally. Rumor has it they had searched every cell in the prison, and still failed to find what they were looking for. I pray they weren't too disappointed. Prison search data jotted down the organizer. Wonder Cavell and the warden searched the prison for the murder weapon, but we couldn't find anything. Well, that posed more questions than it answered. What do we do now? Star's testimony is flimsy at best. I need more proper evidence if I want to take Connors on. Well, I think that's quite enough chit-chat for one day. Helmut will show you out. Good boy, Helmut. Go on now. He's not showing us out. Permanently, right? Let's get out of here. Come on. Until next time, Mr. Connors. It does pain me that our brief time must end, just as we were becoming reacquainted. I await your return, Mr. Edgeworth. I calmly walk out, but no, I'm definitely terrified of that dog. Okay, it's just on the rocks. Okay, you need to get off the rocks. Now to gather the evidence I need to bolster my case. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. That's the best hiding spot you could find. It's alright, Kay, you can come down now. Where's Fender? He ran off somewhere. I had no idea he could move that fast. Fender. So, what do we do now? You and I will continue the investigation, and I know just where to start. By solving that one particular mystery that's been dogging us this whole time. Knight's body was found in one of the prison workshops, but he was presumably being detained in one of the detention center's holding cells. So how did he wind up on the other side of those heavy security doors? I'm just gonna call those vault doors from now, because it very is just a vault door. Let's start by investigating the holding cells. And Mr. Knight's room, right? But what about Mr. Fender? No, I'm sure he'll find us when he's ready. Sure, but he's kind of a boss, isn't he? Oh well. We just left him behind. The victim's cell is just over there. Lead the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, I've just about had it. Who's that? Warden Lagarde. She must have come from the corridor marked no entry. You still not talking, ma'am? Even with the evidence you borrowed from the precinct? No, and I've tried so many times. I lost count. What am I supposed to do? I can't send in a blank report. I guess a killer for hire was always going to be a tough nut to crack. A killer for hire? Oh! I can help over here, Warden Lagarde, but were you just talking about botted armor Connors? My, you were listening. How very cautious of you. A girl's privacy is her armor, you know. Do you normally conduct interrogations of the man yourself? Oh, it's not just him, darling. I try to have the occasional tete-a-tete with everyone, you see. That's what it means to be the member of a family of this sort of home of ours. There isn't a person who hasn't made the pilgrimage to my office at least once. Your office? How sweet. He's angling for an invite. I suppose it is the hottest ticket in town. It's down to this corridor here, darling, but FYI, I don't just let anybody wander in willy-nilly. Let's see. That would put it right around here. It's a wonderful room, if I do say so myself. All my guests rave about it. And who would want a view of my fabulous garden in the yard? Ooh la la. The yard? If it's anything like the rest of the place, it's probably full of animals, right? Can I see? Hang on, I got pinged. On Discord. Did only a data update in the organizer. Alright. Oh, darling, so sweet of you to take an interest, but I'm afraid it's just not possible. Why not? Because you're not a member of our home. If you want to see it that badly, you'll just have to get convicted for doing something unspeakable. That's a rather steep price to pay. Oh, but just listen to me, chattering away like there's no tomorrow. It's time for Allie's lunchy brunch. The poor dear will be dying. Allie? The sweetest little dear in all the world. I know I shouldn't have favorites, but you know how it is. Now, to the honor of me, ciao for now, darlings. Just disappears through the doors. I want to ask her more about Connors, but she dominated the conversation from start to finish. I think that was built for a DS screen there instead of a widescreen like this. Ugh. Let's go investigate the victim's cells, shall we? Not a bad cell, all things considered. So I guess this is where Maya was every time she was arrested. So this is Knight's cell. When do you think it was brought in, Mr. Edgeworth? It would have to have been the evening of the 25th, just after the events of the lake. And then at some point he wound up in the prison proper. But how? There must be some evidence here that will point us in the right direction. Alright, let's get looking, Mr. Edgeworth. Begin investigation! Alright. I guess we'll start with this. The sink. Reflecting the mirror is the security camera. Our greatest enemy. Nothing about this place is very thief-friendly, if I'm being honest. I think that might be entirely deliberate, Kay. Guard! I'd like to retrieve the footage from the security camera and review it as carefully as you can. If you see anything out of the ordinary, inform me immediately. Yes, sir! That's all I can check there. Okay. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. What's this? Ooh, what's the menu doing here, Mr. Edgeworth? It seems that those held in the detention center are able to choose what they like to eat each day. If they can afford it, that is. Money makes the world go round, I guess. But doesn't it make life super easy for rich detainees? Well, okay, bear in mind, the people held in these cells haven't been found guilty yet. Some of them don't deserve to be punished. Quite a few of them, in fact. So you're saying it's fine that people with money don't have as hard a time as everybody else? I butchered that line. Ugh. Then I wind up defending the practice of the detention system. Wow, that's a lot of books. Let's take a look. You'll Laugh Tomorrow, an anthology. Understanding Animal Emotions, Life as a Pestilist. Maybe these was more to Mr. Knight than met the eye. Sadly, I don't think these were his, but likely specially selected and placed here for the detainees. With the hope that they would want to better themselves during their time here. A Second Chance at Life. Interviews with a former prisoner. These books appear to have been written by current model prisoners and former inmates. Oh, I like the look of this one. 200 Days to Freedom, an escape story. And this one too, making money while serving time. This facility may have more deeply rooted problems than I thought. Hey, look at this weird piece of paper. There's some sort of grid on it. Let's take a closer look. Huh. Grid appears to be a chess diagram. The victims, I suppose. What's a chess diagram? A visual representation of a game of chess. See all the locations of all the pieces are marked? This seems to be a closely fought contest, but perhaps if this pawn were... No, wait. Not now, Mr. Edgeworth! This is no time to be playing games! Yes, I suppose you're right. This isn't the first time I've seen this configuration of pieces. It was from a different perspective, but it was definitely the same game. Perhaps it could be wise taking a look at the evidence in my possession. Right, because I'm guessing... Considering that Knight was... Yeah, so considering that Knight was his opponent, as mentioned, this is the game we are concerned about here. So I guess if I were to, I could go anywhere. I think I could deduce it anywhere, but there's probably a reason why there's a red circle. Let me check that one more time. I can't tell if the king's in the right spot or not. Well. Anyways, it could probably be deduced anywhere, but since it's the red circle, he'll just deduce it there. Eureka! This chess game. I've seen it before. Enough with the chess chat, Mr. Edgeworth. We're supposed to be investigating here. Focus! I am investigating. This particular bit of chess chat could prove to be vital. How? Take a look at this. Can you tell me what it is? It's the chess that we saw Mr. Connors' cell. But, I don't really know the rules of chess, so the rules of the game are not important here. What is important are the positions of the pieces. Compare the ones that Mr. Connors' cell held. So these. Do you notice anything? Huh! I don't know which piece of which is anything, but if you turn the diagram like this, there are pieces in the same squares. Indeed. There's no dog on the diagram, but that's to be expected. Apart from that, however, the positions of the pieces are identical. And what does that tell us? Oh, I have a mind correspondence. As unlikely as it may seem, Mr. Connors' chess opponent was Mr. Knight? It's good. I thought he. Wait, didn't he say that? Didn't he say that? That was his opponent, Bronco Knight, or? Oh no, was he just saying that like? Oh, I thought he was saying. Okay, I must have misunderstood that when it came up. The bowl is nice and spotless, and there are no signs that the toilet paper has been used. Everything seems to be in order with this toilet here. What? Are you serious? We're examining the toilets? Why? What's wrong? There's no door! There's not even a curtain! Whoever designed this place should have thought a little more about the people who have to live here! I think there might be a reason behind the open plan layout. There's a divider at least. A standard barred window. No signs of it having been tampered with. I don't think there's any chance a killer escaped through here. Ha! Must remember to bring something to soften iron bars with. As I say, fail to prepare to fail. Glad I got a chance to scope this place out. Okay, we're investigating our crime scene, not preparing for your eventual escape. There we go. Must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. So maybe start with the obvious newspaper. Hey look, this newspaper's got a chunk of it missing. You're right. A few of its pages have been roughly torn out. But why? Maybe Mr. Knight was wanting to clean his cell but didn't have a cleaning cloth? It's not a totally implausible theory, I suppose, but who would try to clean their cell? This must be Knight's suit jacket. So I've been doing some research of my own. Nope. And what have you discovered? I discovered that guys who look good in suits tend to be popular with the ladies. But don't worry. Guys with frilly neck ruffles are next on my research list. Please stop. I don't need a... I already have Emma Sky look to me as a role model. I don't need a second one. There's something different about this spot here. This part of the floor is weirdly clean. Did somebody wipe it down or something? Well, there's your obvious logic bit. Why would someone only do the part right next to the bed, though? Well, time to logic. Bam, bam, bam. Connect. So Kay was right. It did clean. This part of the floor has been wiped clean. Maybe he spilled some grape juice? Who knows? We can certainly imagine what he used to do the wiping. The torn out pages of that newspaper. Why wouldn't he just ask a guard for a cloth or something? Perhaps he didn't want anyone to see what he was wiping up. And that's it. Did I just finally get my health back after my bout with Saw It? I think we've about exhausted this cell. We've made significant progress by establishing a connection between Mr. Connors and the victim. Oh, this is bad, sir. Is that the guard? The security camera footage, sir. I watched it and... What is it? Can you show it to us? Yes, sir. I have a small playback monitor with me. What are you waiting for? Let's see it. Oh. Oh, God. The hell was that? That black thing. It's that dog, right? Until now, our assumption was that the crime had taken place inside the prison proper. But it seems that assumption may have been wrong. I had actually been attacked in this location. I guess I just press here. Right here in the detention center. And the perpetrator was indeed Mr. Connors' dog. This is just evidence we need. And if this is when Knight was actually murdered, then one of the pieces of evidence we found here in the cell takes on a whole new meaning. If Knight's cell was the crime scene, which piece of evidence takes on a new significance? I guess the rope? Yes, this piece of evidence now means, what's wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? You're very quiet all of a sudden. Ah! I'm fine, Kay. Actually, I'm overthinking this. If I was in fact killed here in the cell, one piece of evidence we found here takes on a whole new meaning. Oh! Right. The floor of my cell was wiped clean, presumably to remove something. Could that something have been his blood? Thank you, officer. Would you mind doing me one more favor? Name it, sir! There's a detective by the name of Gumshoe somewhere in this facility. I need you to give him a message. Tell him to have this cell tested for traces of blood and report the results to Edgeworth. You got it, sir. Alright. Now we can really go after that kind of guy. Right, Mr. Edgeworth? No, not yet. We still don't know how Knight and the dog moved between his cell and the prison proper. Right, so that's what we need to figure out next. What's the play, Coach? Where are we off to? I suspect one of the guards might know something. We should ask those posted nearby and see what they have to tell us. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, time to get asking. Huh? Oh, wait, I'm not a flashback. I'm here. Thanks for the tour. Later. Hey guys, I'm gonna upgrade from being a flashback. Well, Mr. Prosecutor's little friend. I didn't expect to run into you here. Must be my lucky day. This is Agent Shilong Leg of Interpol. I know who this is. He was in charge of a case I worked on 2 weeks back. I thought you had gone home to Shangfa after that, but here he is. You had some business to take care of, I take it, Agent Lang? You could say that. Nothing that need concern you, though. First a black hound, now a wolf and all in black. Hey, wait, why are you all alone today? I'm not gonna answer that question. I'm gonna go. That's true. He's usually accompanied by an army of police officers. I hear you were at it again a couple days back, sticking your nose into things. A couple days back. Ah, he means the incident with the president of Shangfa. Actually, I had thought you might be there as well, heading up the security detail. Ha! Our president doesn't have much faith in the efficacy of his own country's police force. Maybe now you'll think twice before using contractors again. Amateurs. Agent Lang doesn't have much faith in prosecutors or the courts to do their jobs right. Which is why he's so meticulous about investigating with his hand-picked cream of the crop officers. Indeed, I thought things would have turned out differently had you and your men been in charge. My men, huh? Yeah, those guys aren't around anymore. What? They're not? It's funny, isn't it? I'm real lone wolf now. What are you saying, Agent Lang? What on earth happened? I told you. doesn't concern you. See you around, Mr. Prosecutor. I'm a 1Z wonder, baby. I'm out. Wow. He seemed not okay. Yes. Now I'd very much like to know why. There's nothing we can do about it right now. We'll worry about Agent Lang later. We have an investigation to conduct. Alright. Let's start by talking to these guards. I have 2 guards to talk to only. Oh man, I'm in so much trouble. What's the matter? You seem perturbed. Oh, well, you see, one of my uniforms is missing. I could have sworn it was right here in my locker. Did it grow a pair of legs and run off somewhere? Where in the world did that idea spring from? Anyway, I hope you track it down soon. I'll be rooting for you. Thanks, I appreciate it. Missing uniform data, jotting down the organizer. So we have an officer missing their, I guess someone was in disguise at one point. Ooh, my mouse. I was wondering, have you seen an enormous black dog wandering around here recently? That thing? No way. If it had, well, let's just say I'd be a lot more nervous about standing guard here. So, do you and this dog have some kind of history or something? Oh, it's now, okay. You should know when to let sleeping dogs lie. Oh, but the sound of it, Connors' dog has been spotted on this side of those heavy security doors. Hey, those are my fabled citizens I see before me. Did he run all the way out of the prison and come back? Fender, where exactly have you been? Where have I been? I've been looking for you two. Been searching high and low. Wandering lonely through the prison halls. It's terrible, I tell you. But prison's over there on the other side of the facility, boss. So, funny story. So listen, I just got the lowdown some series of dynamite material. You want to hear it, right? Seamless. I was down with a few of the guards, and they told me something he's saying so much French, I cannot pronounce any of it. Turns out the Bronxer had himself a little incident 2 days ago. Pre-mortem, if you catch my drift. An incident? Simeon told you he came to visit his pal, right? Well, it happened right after they'd wrapped up, when Bronco was being escorted back to his cell. It was just one guard, and he was handcuffed, obs. They made it back, and the guard was taking off his cuffs when the Bronxer clobbered him, knocked the poor guy out cold. Sounds like it might have been the prelude to the jailbreak, because when the other guards showed up, they couldn't find their comrade's keys. Were there any rumblings about Knight attempting an escape? That's the bit that fries the old noggin. There were none. Just sat in his cell, then turned up dead. And what's more, he swore right to the end that he never stole the keys. They turned his cell inside out too, but no dice. Guard was struck. What did he have to say? Nothing. Poor guy was still out when they took him to the hospital. Where it is, he's still there. So there's nobody around to tell us what really happened. That's very concerning. What? Oh, that's gonna be the best, isn't it? What the? It's you losers! Ugh, that's all we need. More annoyances. Are you still hanging around here like a bad smell? Hey, the little buddy. Listen, Miles here is working with me right now as an associate. Nonsense! You all just here to cause trouble and turn my investigation into a fart! Eustace means farce, of course. A simple slip of the tongue. Seems like a reasonably apt choice of words to me. Jessica Bill! Great to see you again. I know who you are. You are Simeon Saint's attorney. Guilty as charged. That we broke in the ice. How about our friendly... or not, I'm totally cool either way. Just imagine she try to hit his, like, foot there or something. Now, did I hear you correctly? That Mr. Edgeworth has joined the defense team? Yep, and me too! We're officially employees of Edgeworth & Co. But a prosecutor is a public servant. You would draw your sword and the god is to work for personal gain. It's not a problem if I'm not getting paid, though, correct? Exactly! What he said. Alice is just a volunteer. We're all about pro bono stuff over at Edgeworth & Co. It was not like I was writing out the paychecks already. How wonderful. So they all work without reward. The gods would surely approve. Yeah, I'm a regular philanthropist. How am I gonna pay the rent now? Don't worry, I'll I should probably pay his rent as thanks for all this. Judge Gambit, I was hoping to ask about the grounds of for Simeon Saint's rest. That information is on a need. Is that a challenge I hear? No, I was just asking Judge Gambit. I'm always waiting for a little verbal combat to show you what it takes to be a real winner. How is it verbal combat if you won't let me speak? Still, this could prove useful. Fine, what do you suggest? Now, if you could begin by telling us why Mr. Saint was arrested. There will be no need for that. Since we should... Not now, Gambit. Watch and wonder as I put this pathetic prosecutor in his place. He's going to run rings around me. I think you meant to say that you would be the one running rings around me. And I will! So badly you use me ringing. Prepare to be humbled, Edgeworth. So is this the part where I get the achievement? If so, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this. You wanna know why I arrested that man? It's simple. Simple! I found evidence! Evidence of him all over that thing! How's that for some willingly incontrovertible, conclusive proof? And who saw the truth first? Why, me, of course. Winner by name, winner by nature. It's still... Where do I even begin? Look at you, utterly lost words in the face of such mastery. I'll take your sons another way. I'm just, you know what? That's it. I'm giving him the same voice I used for Birdley once. Honestly, does he ever shut up? You said that you were the one who arrested Mr. Saint, but do you even have the authority to do so, Mr. Winter? Well, obviously, it was the police who actually arrested him. But I told him to do it, so I think I can claim the credit, don't you? Of course, that's what he meant. Ugh. This is clearly going to take a while. A shame, really. Given that I'm much more interested in what Judge Gambit is silently thinking over there. Reason for arrest. Well, time to press every single statement and get him to change everything. I'm just checking, but you do know it was arrested, correct? Is this some kind of joke? Of course I know who I arrested. It was Simeon Saint. Good to know he remembers that much, at least. I had rock solid grounds for arresting Simeon Saint. First-rate reasons. All over that thing. Evidence of him was all over that thing. Could you be a little more specific, Mr. Winter? Do I really have to spell it out for you, Mr. Edgeworth? I hoped even you could put two and two together. Stop messing around. The onus is on you to provide a comprehensible testimony. Come now, Eustace. I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth and his friends would be very interested to learn how you cracked the case. They soon looked keen to hear about it. Fine, if you insist, I'll fill in the gaps. Brace yourself, because this is going to blow your tiny little minds. I bet you didn't even know, but the victim had, wait for it, a chess set with him. Yes. How could we have possibly not known that? Thank you. And that chest was covered in fingerprints of a certain Mr. Simeon Saint. Praise to be the goddess of justice for the insight she offers. And congratulations once again, Eustace. You would not object to Eustace amending his testimony, I trust, Mr. Edgeworth? No, by all means, please do. Mr. Saint's fingerprints were right there, all over the victim's chest set. How's that for some really Okay. The only incontrovertible fact here is that you don't know how to give a proper testimony. What are you talking about? It's not my fault you can't keep up. Perhaps I could be so bold as to offer some additional details. The only fingerprints found at the scene belong to the guards, the prisoners, the victim, and Mr. Saint. I think you'll agree that Mr. Saints were the only prints that had no business being there. Yes, exactly. Now do you get it, Edgeworth? I do, but I'm not so sure about you. There were other prints belonging to the victim and the guards, so only Mr. Saints were out of place. You saw it first, and I suppose you can prove that? I made the connection the moment I saw the crime scene. It was a lightning-fast deductive leap. What more evidence do you need? Well, you haven't given me any evidence at all so far, so... You still don't get it, do you? Well, don't worry. We can all be born winners. I'm not even sure why. I'm not sure I even want to get to whatever it is he's talking about. A winner's education. For pressing every single one uses statement and forcing him to change every single one. The winner wins again. Do I just present the chess case itself? Nope. I'm afraid you've contradicted yourself there. What? Is that true, Gavel? Of course not, Eustace. The only contradiction that's here, Mr. Edgeworth's own baseless claims. I knew it! That's my riddle of contradictions. If only just Gavel didn't keep covering him, I'd be able to get the truth. Well, that was kind of vague and really hard to follow. Indeed. Perhaps I'd better start by teaching him how to properly express himself. Don't hold back, Mr. Edgeworth. Knock him into shape. What is it? Is this where I present the chess set? I think I'm supposed to present the chess set, to be honest. Okay, I presented on the wrong statement. That makes sense. So the fingerprints on the chess set are the ace up your sleeve. The what? Oh, yes, the chess set up the ace's sleeve. That's right, Edgeworth. I got a winning hand as usual. Only your winning hand is a busted flush. Well, you see, it was the insane who brought that chess set to the victim in the first place. Therefore, it's only natural that his fingerprints are all over it. Yeah? That took a while to sink in. In conclusion, those fingerprints aren't proof of anything, and Mr. Saint's arrest was premature. Premature? The incident took place here within the walls of this facility, and being neither a guard nor a prisoner, it makes very little sense to suspect Mr. Saint. Oh! Ugh! Now what? I think he might be the premature one here, Edgeworth, and I think you would want to accuse me of being hasty. Did it only just work out what that word means? Sure, I identify Mr. Saint as a suspect faster than pretty much anybody else. And I won the race when it came to picking out the crucial evidence, too. I'm quick on the draw, you see. But hasty? Not at all. You're right that Mr. Saint isn't a guard or a prisoner here, but he was. Eustace. Just Gavel. But how, Gavel? I have him right where I want him. Forgive me, Eustace, but if I may. While the particulars of the suspect are indeed fascinating, don't we have something a little more impressive to share with the prosecutor? Something more impressive? If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Edgeworth, Eustace had made an ingenious deduction concerning the murder weapon. Perhaps you would like to hear it. Yes, of course, that. Well remembered, Gavel. Listen to this, Edgeworth, and prepare to be amazed. No, I don't want. No. Will this ingenious deduction explain why Mr. Saint was arrested? No. Let's just say you will be disappointed. Judge Gavel deliberately diverted the conversation away from my line of questioning. What exactly is she up to? The whereabouts of the murder weapon. Fact 1. The murder weapon was some sort of metal blade. Fact 2. Potentially deadly blades are strictly controlled within the prison walls, as we both know. From these two facts, I conclude the weapon in the question must have come from outside. It must have been hidden inside the chest set. That's what I think, anyway. And since the only prints we found on the chest set belonged to the victim and the suspect, I'd say it's blindly obvious who brought the weapon in and used it, wouldn't you? If nothing else, his testimony this time is a little more comprehensible than the last. Another winning deduction brought to you by one winner Eustace, Prosecutor Extraordinaire. More like one winner, useless Prosecutor Extraordinaire, if you ask me. But how could anyone even hide a weapon inside that chest set? Good question. Why don't you take a look for yourself? Inside the chessboard. I suppose there is only one way to find out. There's nothing in here but chess pieces. The lab's really something. He seems pretty convinced the weapon was hidden in here somewhere. I'd better take a closer look. He's probably thinking the top part of the box. Oh, yep. What? The stiff lining on the top opens like a flap door. Whoa, there's plenty of room in there. Indeed, more than enough to hide something like a small knife. Ingenious, no? The killer snuck the weapon in by objection! Ha! Ha! What do you mean, ha? Let me finish, will you? I fear you've not been listening, Mr. Winter. Or perhaps you've simply forgotten it. The detention center is outfitted with a security gate. I mean, yeah, and he doesn't realize. The security gate also acts as a metal detector, Eustace. We must pass through another one on the way into the prison itself, remember? Aha! Yes, that's right. Of course I remember. He definitely didn't. It would have been impossible to smuggle a metal blade through such a gate and into the facility, which would seem to blow a rather large hole in your reasoning, Mr. Winter. Oh. That gate is only used to scan people. Any items they bring into the facility are only subjected to a cursory check. Are you telling me that the chest that wasn't put for the metal detector? It should have been. Alas, it seems the guards have grown a little lax in that regard of late. And security gate was added. How many pieces of evidence do we have so far? Very good. Thank you, Gavel. We have 3 pages. We have 3 pages of evidence now. It was my pleasure. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, if you'd be so kind as to begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination? It's like she's holding a trial. Well, no matter. Let's see how well this ingenious deduction Mr. Winters holds up, shall we? The whereabouts of the murder weapon! Fact 1. The murder weapon was a metal blade. Fact 2. Potentially deadly blades strictly controlled within the prison walls, as we have know.
Hold it.
The fact that such objects are strictly controlled doesn't mean they're actually forbidden. Well, no, I mean some of the prisoners used scissors to cut animals' hair, and that type of inquiry was consistently pursued, and as you no doubt recall, Eustace. Oh yes, only one bladed object had been signed out by a single prisoner at the time of the incident. The item was tested for traces of blood, but none were found. I suppose he's referring to the scissors Mr. Sod was using. But there's no way the blade in question came from inside the prison. I'm gonna press in just in case. But no murder weapon was found at the crime scene, and there's nothing inside the chessboard either. I'm curious, Mr. Winter, do you also have thoughts about what this weapon might be? Well, the perpetrator must have hidden it somewhere in the prison. Is there a problem with his claim? I think there's a problem. They hid somewhere inside the prison? That seems unlikely. In fact, I can prove that's not the case. What evidence suggests that the murder weapon isn't hiding somewhere in the prison? It'd be the building layout, right? I guess I'll present the building. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna present the building layout first, and then I'll present the security footage if that fails. And if both of those fail, then I'll figure it out. What? That's your evidence? Yes, and it's quite conclusive, don't think you'll find. I don't think so, mister. Ugh, that was a bad call, Miles. Right, so now I'm gonna try the security footage. Nope, that wasn't right either. Alright, so hang on. So it wasn't in the layout, and it wasn't the security footage. Oh right, the prison search. I forgot about that. I'm starting to worry about your memory, Mr. Winter. Didn't you and the good judge search the prison with one guard? And didn't you fail to find a likely murder weapon? Oh man. Well, yes, but I guess we just missed it, that's all. Wow, way to undermine yourself. You're saying your search wasn't entirely thorough. You, the so-called winning rookie. Stop making fun of me! Oh, she's intervening. Eustace. Huh? Calm yourself. Breathe deeply. Do not allow your opponent to get under your skin. You're right. I'm a winner. Why should I let a third-rate loser like Edgeworthless get here under my skin? I'll thank you to leave my name out of this. Well, I'm Kate Faraday, and I'm A-OK! Not you two, please. Look, it's simple. Since my first investigation didn't turn up any weapon, it means there wasn't one to find. Which leaves only one possibility. The murderer took the weapon with him when he left the prison. That's why we couldn't find him when we looked, obviously. Objection! Whoa. What you're proposing is impossible. And this proves why the culprit couldn't possibly have taken the weapon out of the prison with them. The very metal detectors we just discussed.
Take that.
More memory trouble, Mr. Winter. Now you're forgetting things you just self-said. Are you making fun of me again? Oh, so you remember what I said. But perhaps you might have been better served by remembering this. What's that? What's that? Wait, does he seriously not remember? It would certainly seem that way. There's a security gate at each of the entrances to the detention center and the prison proper. Coming from the prison, anyone leaving the facility would have had to pass through both of them. 2 gates, both fitted with metal detectors. No, wait, now I remember. Looks like you got his memory back. So as you can see, there was no way anyone could have taken a weapon out through both gates. And therefore, there was no way the murder weapon could have left the building. Ah! I think they updated that sprite specifically for that to leave a mark. I remember that sprite, and that, wow. In which case, Mr. Edgeworth, perhaps you would care to tell us where you think the murder weapon might be? It is still here on the premises. That's the only plausible conclusion to be drawn. But we searched the prison from top to bottom and couldn't find anything. Because you were never going to find anything to begin with. Not when you were laboring under the misconception that it's a blade you were looking for. Yeah, we know the truth about what happened to Mr. Knight. We've seen it with our eyes. That is quite a claim. I assume you have the evidence to support it. What is the weapon that was used to commit the crime? Take a look at this. Take a look, Judge Bell, and the weapon used in this case will become clear. Okay, this is where the security footage comes in. This is footage taken from a security camera trained on Knight's holding cell. Now, watch for yourself and see. Nightly. Sorry. What? But how? This footage captures the moment the victim was attacked by a black dog. More than sufficient proof of how he really died, wouldn't you say? Yes, it is certainly significant. So now we know that Knight was in fact killed in his cell by a vicious dog. A dog that moved his victim's body to the prison workshop post-mortem. We know this thanks to an eyewitness who saw the dog in the workshop when the body was discovered. Of course, I think we all agree that there was no way a dog could have planned such a crime itself. Indeed, I fear this may be his handiwork after all. That's quite enough of that, Mr. Edgeworth. Judge Cavell, you are correct that this footage is an important piece of evidence, but it also raises an important new question. A question I suspect you have also been asking yourself. She is right. There is one major problem in my version of the events. The black dog, when it belongs to one of the inmates, how did it move between the holding cells and the prison proper at will? Oh! How do we answer that one, Mr. Edgeworth? The truth is, I don't know yet. Of course not. Can it, Wonder Boy? You didn't even notice there was a problem. Until the defense provides an adequate explanation, the court cannot accept your line of logic. That is all. This court is adjourned. We are not in an actual courtroom. I guess it makes it. But wait, this is still so much more to explore. Court is no longer in session, Mr. Edgeworth. If you'll be so kind as to leave the courtroom. Court was never in session in the first place. Once again, this court is a... We may not have all the answers yet, but you haven't explained anything either regarding Mr. Saint. What do you mean? Just as we don't know yet how the dog made it into one of the detention center's holding cells, you can't know how Mr. Saint could have made it inside the detention center, let alone the prison either. He would have been allowed as far as the visitor's room to see his friend, but no further. So it's hard for me to conceive how he could have committed a crime in a place he had no access to. Judge Gambit, I believe it is your turn to provide some proof. Proof that Simeon Saint was able to enter the prison. You wish for the court to provide you with proof? Highly irregular, but very well. What? They actually have something? Now seems like a good time as any. And I suppose you have been kind enough to share your own theories in this case. What's she building up to here? Mr. Edgeworth, I suspect you don't know what Mr. Saint does for a living, so allow me to fill you in. He is a circus performer. Oh, he was with the circus! Yes, perhaps you heard of the Berry Big Circus? Oh, don't be silly, darling. Of course I was. Yes, it was a very important day after all. Important in what way exactly? A big meeting of some kind. A meeting? Oh heavens no! I couldn't think of anything worse. No, yesterday the circus came to visit. You see it now, I assume. As I'm sure you're aware, a show was held yesterday for the prisoners' entertainment. A show featuring animals and performers. Perform my memories of the Berry Big Circus. So, does that mean Mr. Saint... Yes, Mr. Saint was allowed inside the prison as part of that show. A fact that has been confirmed beyond reasonable doubt. She held on to that fact until the last possible moment! She let me run my own theory, and only afterwards did she use it to reveal the truth. Wait. But how Gambit? I haven't where I want him. Forgive me, Eustace, but if I may, while the particulars of the suspect are indeed fascinating, don't we have something a little more impressive to share with the prosecutor? That must be why she steered him onto a different topic back then too. Got you good, didn't I? You thorough prosecutor. This has nothing to do with you. Gentlemen, this court is well and truly adjourned. If I may offer a word of advice, Mr. Edgeworth. Your conduct as prosecutor is already in question. You would do well to remember that you were removed from this case for that precise reason. What are you trying to say? That the committee reserves the right to confiscate your badge at any time. Should you wish to retain it, you would do well to avoid crossing paths with us again. Is that a threat? The goddess of justice is compassionate, Mr. Edgeworth, but she is not endlessly forgiving. Oh, and one last thing. You are no defense attorney. Abandon this foolish pretense. Thank you for your concern, but I do not abandon anything. What I start, I finish. Well, do try to remember that two jobs are not one and the same, and that the defense attorney is expected to develop something of a bond with their client. Next time, finding out your client's real occupation might be a good place to start. Ugh. Now, I really must be going. May the gods of justice watch over you all. Edgeworth's like, what? Man. Did I forget to mention that he was a circus performer? So Simeon lied to us. Not just you two. Guy took me for a ride too. What's his deal? Ugh. Whoa! You're not having second thoughts about all this, are you, Mousy boy? Sure, Judge Gambit is a tough cookie, but that doesn't mean you can just give up the ghost. The defense never rests, as a wise man once said, and that goes for associates too. Don't worry, Fender. I have no intention of resting. Nevertheless, our assumption is that Mr. Saint couldn't have entered the prison has been proven false, which means we'll need to restart our investigation from square one, I'm afraid. That means we have to question Saint again. Okay, we're at the end portion now. We'll see if I can finish this case today. 3:02 p.m. Detention Center. Visitor's room. Buddy, you have some explaining to do. You withheld information from me. Why? I didn't pull anything, or at least I didn't mean to. Okay, so you are a member of the Berry Big Circus, right? I keep thinking I'm like about to say Big Berry Circus, but no, it's Berry Big Circus. I always do that. I don't know why. No, I mean yes, but no, I'm not really a member. I'm still new. That's irrelevant. You're still a member. Yeah. Passed out. Let's try this again. Why didn't you tell us? Because it would have looked so suspicious. Me being a performer in the circus show, and me being friends with Bronco. I thought that if anyone found out, nobody would believe I was innocent. Not even you, Kay. I thought I made it clear that I believed in you. But when you stared at me like that, I get so terrified. You're real smooth operating, aren't you, Miles? Any other clients scaring tips you want to share? Really not helping, Fender. And at this rate, it sounds like we really will need to question him about everything all over again. So what do you do at the circus, Simeon? I'm an animal tamer, kind of. I'm still learning the ropes. That's so cool. Do you get to train lions and tigers and bears and stuff? Lions, tigers, bears. Oh, I was about to make that reference. I was about to make that reference myself. Lions, tigers, bears. Oh my! No! I work with this little guy. Looks pretty tame already. Looks pretty tame already to me. So you're not exactly a tamer, like one of those old-timey organ grinders. Oh my God, he's a monkey. Now, money. I'm trying to. Oh, you little scamp. Something tells me this is the organ grinder who's being monkeyed around. The Berry Big Circus. When we spoke to you before, you said you worked at a company. I was telling the truth. Circus really is a company. We all have titles and everything. Oh, the monkey's face. Oh, he looks so sad. No. Learning Master's the CEO, and I'm guessing he called me a gopher. I even have a line manager. She's the head of the animal taming department. She's part of the showbiz division. She's such an inspiration. There isn't a creature in the world she couldn't convince to do her bidding. Heh, even Miles here. I'd like to see somebody whip him into shape. I am not some kind of creature offender. So this line manager, was she working with you on the show? Was probably Regina Berry. Yes, it was just us two. It wasn't all that big of a job compared to what we normally do. She's the one performing on stage. I just do all the monkey work. But I do have a big part this time. It's only 2 members of the circus are relevant to this case. All right, talk me through your movements you had at the facility. Sure, I came to see Bronco at around noon 2 days ago. And that was when you brought him the chess set. Yeah, and that same evening, I started work on setting up the stage in the yard. It was so hard. I had to haul everything by myself with multiple trips. They let us use one of the rooms in the prison for a workshop, for storage. Workshop A, I think. Workshop A, when its body was found. You mean your boss didn't help you? Oh no, I could never ask her to shelve all that stuff around. Like I said, the monkey works my job. Once it was all set up, we did a run through, and it must have been midnight by the time I left. The next morning, I was back and ready for the show, which started at 8 a.m. Then we performed till 10. So Mr. Sam was the only one in the pair to have entered the room where the body was found. And Knight's body was found immediately after the show had ended. Do you have any idea why you were arrested? And why so quickly? I've never seen a guy get booked so fast. Surely even a little winner would have just pulled somebody on a hunch. Never underestimate the power of an underdeveloped intellect. Is he referring to Gumshoe? Because there was that. Because he did pull in my eye pretty quickly. I think I might know why. When I was moving all the stuff, I went to go see how he was doing. Bronco, I mean. You went to the holding cells on your own? Tell me you had permission. No, it wasn't a formal visit or anything, so I just sort of snuck over and hoped no one stopped me. But you just seen him earlier that same day. Why take the risk? I know him since we were kids, both of us were all alone. So even if he is innocent, he's kind of guilty of in trespassing. Because he did not go where he was supposed. Because he may have been allowed access to the prison, but he was not supposed to go there. He doesn't have any family, you see, just like me. I know he'd be feeling lonely and that he wants somebody to talk to, so I had to go see him. You don't have any family. For a while I had my dad, but he passed away when I was a little kid. Losing one's father as a child. I know that pain all too well. He's just like you and me, Mr. Edgeworth. There was somebody else nearby when you went to see him. No, the other holding cells were empty, and I didn't see any guards. Well, somebody must have seen you, or you wouldn't be in here. Oh, no, I messed up so bad, didn't I? So the assumption is that something happened while the two were alone together. At least, I imagine it would be when we were in Judge Cavell's thinking. In any case, I think we'll need to speak to your boss next. Last I heard, she's supposed to be around today too, somewhere in the yard. Tell her I'm sorry, won't you? I'm so sorry. I can't believe all this happened. Sure thing, Simeon. We're here for you. If there's anything else we can do, just say the word. But I mean, there's nothing I could do for you in return. You don't have to worry about that. We're friends. We know what it's like to be in your shoes. We're all part of the same club after all, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Unfortunately so, I'm afraid. Thank you for sharing such personal details with us. By the sound of it, you had a little reason to kill Knight. If anything, you're one of the most affected by his passing. What's more, as we don't believe a person as gentle as you is capable of murder. Rest assured, we believe you. We will get you out of here. What a touching moment. Well, what do we have here? A gosh-darn defense attorney. That's what. Bravo, big guy. Can't believe I'm saying it, but you even reminded me of your old man for a moment there. I did. From the Book of Gregory, an attorney is a friend to the friendless. Simeon me bucko, this guy will suffer any hardship for your friendship. Things gonna be shiply amazing. I didn't realize Talk Like a Pirate Day had come early this year, Fender. That's just the thing. You never know when a pirate will strike next. Anyway, kid, want some candy? No thanks, I don't like sweet stuff. Oh, bummer. Well, I'm probably gonna pass it to you through the window anyway. I wouldn't mind a nice ship myself. A great thief's galleon for the Dread Pirate K. Yar, me hearties! We'll sail the 7 seas together and claim the greatest treasure of all, the truth. Shiver me timbers, you two will be the death of me. Come on, let's just sail for the prison yard. But no sea shanties on the way, please. Doop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doo-de-doo. Look, the shutter's open. That's the way to the yard. That's the way out to the yard, I believe. Let's go take a look. Come on, what are you waiting for? Someone's excited. She probably wants to see the animals. Well, here's the prison yard. So this is the famous yard. The circus performance was taking place here just before the body was discovered. Check it out! It's like the backdrop of some epic festival. Most of the prisoners were assembled here when the body was discovered, which means that anyone who saw the show has an alibi. That's being updated a lot. Alright, time to take a look around. Jay! What the? Oh no! Stop hitting me! Help! Mr. Edgeworth! She literally just needs to walk away. Cease and desist, you beast! Somebody, ouch, help me! Stay, Izzy, stay! Who's that? Oh, yep, there she is. Oh, you found a new friend to play with. Good for you, girl. Regina Berry. Play with? Elvin nearly ate me! No way, she'd never do a thing like that. Izzy doesn't even bite. At least, not very often. So she does have a taste for human flesh. How'd you like meeting a real-life elephant up close? Aren't you glad you did? Yeah, glad I didn't die. But you did have fun, right? Right? I think I have a concussion. Just got hit on the trunk, but got hit by a trunk multiple times. There, sweetie, don't cry. You had a wonderful time, didn't you, Kay? Don't mislead the poor girl, Fender. She did? Oh, I'm so happy. Here, let me make it up to you. How about a oh boy. Keep it drunk to yourself. Oh, another new friend. Isn't this just the best day ever? I am Associate Defense Attorney Miles Edgeworth. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Gina. It's nice to meet you. I'm Kay, Great Thief Extraordinaire, Mr. Associate Defense Attorney, and Mr. Associate Defense Attorney's Great Associate. This self-introduction brought to you by the word convoluted. And you elephant's newest friend, Mr. Fender, the defense attorney. Oh, she's not just any elephant. That's Isaiah, the Asian elephant. Isaiah stopped the second you told her to. We really have a way of animals, Regina. Well, I wouldn't be much of an animal tamer if I didn't. What? So you're Simeon's boss? That's right, Regina Berry, head of the animal taming department, showbiz division, Berry Big Circus. It's so lovely to meet all of you. The pleasure's all ours, mademoiselle. Name's Eddie Fender. I'm a bit of an ace attorney. So much for whipping me into shape. Yes, she's perfect. What are you muttering to yourself about, Kay? That positivity, that charisma, that energy. Regina, you make a perfect partner in crime for the Great Thief out of Garasu. Great Thief? That sounds like fun. My animals and I have stolen the spotlight quite a bit in our time. That's the one thing we don't want to steal. Gotta keep it on the down low, all stealthy ninja-like. But where's the fun about a show? The down low sounds like it might get me down. Bummer. I think we got a fundamental difference of opinion going on here. It would indeed appear that negotiations have broken down. Maybe next time, Kay. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, let's get cracking. Too bad we can't see much of what's beyond that metal fence, though. Indeed, the woman's sword needed information in addition to evidence. Therefore, we should make an effort to talk to any person's of interest as well. I guess we'll start with the obvious then. Case 3 of Game 2 was definitely not my favorite. If you're the head of the animal taming department, you must be Mr. Saint's boss. That's right, my dad founded the Berry Big Circus, but he passed away. He was murdered. I'm sorry to hear that. But we have a new ringmaster now, and he's made the circus bigger and better than ever. He's such a nice man, and it was good for my dad's too. Wow, that's great! Look at you! I know, right? It's this idea of sub-departments like animal taming, magic, and ventriloquy. Only animal taming and ventriloquy have more than one person right now. But the Berry Big Circus is getting bigger and better day by day. So, it sounds like you guys are really going places. They're getting on well. I'll leave them to it. Can you tell me about the show? Oh, it's a wonderful thing. Even has a story. Not just any story. It's a love story. Isn't that dreamy? Sounds like a regular riot. So who's the star of the show? Let me guess. You? No, silly. That would be Isaiah. And she falls in love with none other than Red Gent the Tiger. It's a heartrending saga of forbidden interspecies romance. Oh, Nelly! I've heard of odd couples, but that takes the biscuit! But that's not all. There's a love triangle, too. It's so romantic. That sounds pretty incredible, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? So the elephant is the heroine. I suppose it's the first time for everything. And, who's the third wheel? Oh, that would be the big old meanie who tries to tear our star-crossed lovers apart. Oh, what animal do you think it is, Mr. Edgeworth? Given that it's a circus, perhaps a lion. I think a raven would be cool, like the Yatagarasu. Nope, it's a sneaky monkey. That's certainly lowered the stakes. Oh, you mean money, right? Nope, again, the role of the monkey is played by Simeon. Money's far too small to play against Isaiah and Regent, silly. Anyway, the evil villain tries to tear Isaiah and Regent apart. What becoming the fated twosome? It's so exciting, isn't it? Wow, it sure is. So Mr. Saint was more than just a little helper he claims to be. Oh, poor Simeon. It'd be terrible if he couldn't perform with us anymore. Show preparations. Can you tell me about how you set things up for the performance? No, that's not really my area. Simon took care of all the uplifting and took care of all the lifting and carrying. He's such a sweetie. You have to do everything by telling me to concentrate on the show. I did seem doing something near that well, though. A well? I recall seeing one behind the stage. I should examine it in more detail. Oh, you should have seen him, moving those huge cages all around all by himself. He's a total hero. Yeah, it sounds like something he would do. Weeping all the while. He just went back and forth between the yard here and some sort of workshop for all the equipment. The prison gave us special permission to use it for the storage. But he was the only one who went down there, so I don't know much more than that. The workshop must be the one where Knight's body was found. I guess this confirms that Mr. Same was the only performer who could have gone to Workshop A. Well, that sucks. All we're getting is information that works against us. You have to help me, Mr. Attorney. We'll count on you. Leave it to us. He may not look it, but Mr. Edgeworth knows how to get things done. But what exactly is he may not look it's supposed to mean? Probably the glare. It's always the glare. You don't look like the kindest face. Oh my god, you're here too, I see. I'm gonna go to the well first. A simple, sturdily built well. One reveals the work of the prisoners. Somebody's left a bunch of tools lying around. There's a long piece of rope and a pretty heavy-looking weight. Let's see, it weighs 30 pounds. Oh, there's some pulleys too. Okay, can you stop touching everything in sight? Oh, come on, it's not like I was gonna take anything. What exactly were they being used for, I wonder? Oh, Mr. Attorney, sir. How are you today? If you don't mind me asking. Today? We just talked to you earlier, Mr. Sott. Oh, heavens, I do apologize. Ever since I came to call this place home, I've been working on my interpersonal skills, you see. In order to be as annoying as possible. I'm currently helping with the circus show's stage tear down and cleanup. But if you had needed me, I'll do my utmost to help. I'm just chipping in and doing what I can. Model prisoner that I am. Yes, my stay in this prison has seen me reborn. The Frank Sott you see before you is a changed man. A changed man, who now targets the recently deceased. No, you misunderstand. That was just a moment of madness. A moment of madness? Oh, you're a disgrace to all thieves everywhere. You're right, of course, I can't deny it. I still have a long way to go. As a thief. Anyway, as you can see, I have a shiny new bracelet now. So it's a straight and narrow for me. Like I say, I'm a model prisoner. Not that a real model prisoner would need to keep telling me that. I'm doing everything I can to prepare for my eventual return to society. Yeah, you even skipped the show to focus on your training, didn't you? That's right. Only two inmates were absent, Sott and Connors. Why didn't you tell us about Mr. Connors sooner? Oh, that. Oh, look, I don't think there's inmates in this prison who talk about him if they didn't have to. Well, you could say that he's a real one charge around here. You didn't hear from me, but, well, I guess it comes to being the fixer. The fixer? Yes, anything you need, he can get it for you. But how does he get away with it? I'm not sure, but he's the only one who does. I heard he has a secret way of getting things into the facility. I imagine being the fixer affords Connors certain privileges. Not that I concern myself with such things anymore, of course. I'm far more interested in perfecting my mud pack application technique. What are these mud packs exactly? They're a special type of mud treatment, rich with minerals. It works wonders with on the coats. I've been practicing on the animals here in the prison. I hope to treat them all eventually. Speaking of mud, that reminds me of a certain piece of evidence. Maybe I should try presenting it to him. The glove. That's the rubber glove I dropped. Would you care to explain why it's so dirty? Oh, of course. That's mud from one of the pet treatments I've been practicing. I was giving one of the animals a mud pack right when the incident happened. I see. Around what time would this have been? Let's see. The show had already started, so around 9 AM perhaps. The thing is, the more mud I applied, the more in the zone I got, and the darker the animal's fur became. It was so transparent, like the trans of one and just went inside as an animal with thick black mud. I think the stress of prison might be getting to him. Of course, it's all thanks to the warden that we have access to such wonderful distractions. I'm eternally grateful, truly I am. That's all I can do, huh? It's supposed to be the stage for the show. Do you think people will be interested in a great thieving show? I'm sure the police will be very eager to attend. So they can arrest you. Hey! Who are you shouting at? Ponds like this usually have goldfish in them, right? I wanted to see if they come to say hello. If only I only see water striders. Hey, water striders are cool. They can walk on water like ninjas. Whoosh, whoosh. Man, I wish I could do that. So much for the goldfish. There's a fish bone in that. I think we should take a step back. Check the elephant. An Asian elephant named Aze. One of the Berry Big Circus's many animals. She certainly seems very fond of petting humans, based on what we've seen. Well, most humans. You can't just glare at her like that, Mr. Edgeworth. She'll think you're trying to show who's boss. Are you telling me she thinks I'm one of her kind? No, just that she respects you, I guess. How comforting. A wicker basket, rather a cart, given the wheels. Ooh, smells like animals. She says, with an elephant right next to it. I suppose they must have been using it to move things around. Hey, wouldn't it be fun to hop in and race it down a hill? You want to know circumstances to do that. Oh, you know what else would be fun? Racing down a hill on office chairs. Where did any of that come from? Is still more to talk about you? No. Oh. These chairs must have been for the audience. Wow, a pity whoever had to put them all away. Really? Why? You clearly never had to fold a bunch of boring chairs before, huh? Not personally. I told other people to do it, though. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta roll up your sleeves and help out once in a while. Ugh, I'll consider it. I guess we'll talk to Ray. Yep, what's up? Who doesn't love a good circus performance, eh? A foray into the realm of fantasy. If the performance is a good one, it can certainly be entertaining, yes. Man, I'm getting pumped just thinking about it. A chance to escape reality, however brief, can often be powerful tonic. Got that right. Does it just make you want to hug something? Like the circus? Oh, look at show you, right in the shadow of the fence that keeps these guys in. It's the magic of the big top is enough to make them forget they're in the same boat as the animals. The fence. I suppose I should examine it too. It is a part of this facility after all. Well, missed the show, but we still got the stage and all the other stuff to check out. That's right. I should also look over the show set and equipment, just in case something useful turns up. Jet over, huh? You don't really give a guy a lot of work with, Miles. It's really something, huh? Wish I still had a tenth of the starry-eyed outlook. I suppose that's because her head seems to be up in the clouds. Right? She's still above it all that. No one dares to go against her. Bet she doesn't even need to crack the whip with the animals. The eyes go from star to ceiling. Suddenly, it's stay. I can think of somebody who very much enjoys cracking the whip. You can, huh? Look at the real piece of work. Come on, Miles. Sorry, no, spill the beans. Trust me, Fender. One crack of her whip, and you'll be running for the courthouse doors. Referring to Francisca. Danger! High voltage! I never saw one of these in real life. Hey, that must be the fabulous garden outside the warden's office over there. Oh yes, the warden guard mentioned being able to see it from a window on the detention center side. Wish this dumb barbed metal fence was in the way, though. I thought it was all one big yard. Even if protected, the warden seemed to put a little bit of earth. I imagine to keep riffraff like us out. There you are. Oh, it's her again. Regina Cupcake. Oh, Warden Lagarde. It's been simply dying to sit you down for a chat, you exquisite little thing. I guess I could talk to her now, huh? Do you mind if I ask a little about the prison? Oh, not at all. This place is my pride and joy, my home. Sure, it was a prison when I first arrived, but it was awful and a disgrace. Awful? I suppose you mean the prisoners were unruly. I most certainly do not. They're angels, every one of them, and they always have been. No, it was the ambience that was awful. I fretted, I brooded, and then it hit me. The animals! Every part of the place, it was them. It is nice having them around. Isn't it just? And now look at my fabulous little family. Why, my darling Frankie is the very picture of rehabilitation. Except when he's rifling through dead men's pockets. We have so many success stories among the family, but darling Frankie really is a marvel. He's found himself into his vocational training, and is always the first to volunteer for everything. What? And your other model prisoners don't do that? Oh, of course they do, my dear, of course. They're all such triers, such doers. It's just that Frankie, he just say he knows what's good for him. Oh. What does she mean by that? No, he's a very good boy, so do try to be nice to him, won't you? The Berry Big Circus. Loud swing music, great leaping animals, the Berry Big Circus truly has it all. And everybody who comes here gets to see it once a month. Really? In that case, let me see. She better not be thinking of something to confess to. This monthly show, is it always performed by the Berry Big Circus? But of course, sweetie, I'm Regina's biggest fan. That girl's my little princess, my superstar. She's so wonderfully talented. Yes, she is. Yeah, oh, God. Oh, what the These sprites are something else. She's so adorable. Well, everyone, I think it's case 3 all over again. You're not lying when you say you're her biggest fan, huh? Which is why I'm worried about her. So worried. It's all because of Persimmon, see? If he's found guilty, darling Regina would be devastated. So you simply must make sure that doesn't happen, Mr. Leo. Please, I'm begging you. If there's anything I can do to help you clear up this awful misunderstanding, you let me know. So it looks like she also believes in his innocence. Based on who we've seen so far, he was probably a one-off. We haven't seen him since. Definitely could have been Dogen, but maybe it feels too easy. And we'll see what happens. Pretty doll, you put on the most splendid show for us yet again. The stage, the stars, and you in particular, my princess. It was simply divine. I'm guessing the killer was either Dogen's dog or honestly the warden, because it was because she would definitely have the authority to be able to get a weapon in and out of the prison with ease, and there has to be reason Dogen's be able to be the fixer, so she's definitely connected to this one. That's a nice view. Everybody else watched it and enjoyed it too. About that deal, I'm afraid I have something awful to confess. There were some absences, you see. She must be honest and saw it. We were 3 members short. Oh. Unbelievable, I know. How will you ever forgive me? Sorry, but you're saying 3 inmates didn't attend the show. That's right, sweetie. I counted the seats myself. 1, 2, 3 no-shows. And I always make sure there are enough seats for everybody. But, Mr. Edgeworth, that's not right, is it? Indeed. As far as we were aware, Mr. Connors and Mr. Saw are the only ones not present. This doesn't add up. Who is the third missing prisoner, and what were they doing? It seems we need to investigate further. Oh, I was enjoying my chat with dear Regina so much, I almost forgot. I must be the little one. Little one? What is she about to do? Yikes! Oh, it's an alligator! Alligator! Looking as normal as always, Allie Mice. Oh, alligator. I didn't get that. Aw, she's so pretty. And what a cute name. Yes, Allie the alligator. Isn't she a darling? She's my favorite, aren't you? Yes, you are. I'm so jealous. Can I pet her? Of course, princess. Of course. Boy, howdy. Those two are made with one another. They look like they'll be busy for a while. Maybe we should go back inside the prison and check the cells. Yes, let's. Perhaps we can find a clue there as to who our third missing prisoner might be. The corridor. Oh, Gumshoe's back. Sir, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Finally got up with you! Detective, you're not needed elsewhere. Yeah, the judge and the kid aren't here yet. Oh, I got your message. So you searched the victim's cell. Did you manage to turn anything up? We struck gold, sir. Well, blood, anyway. It was right there on the floor. Only in tiny specks, though, but at least there's something. Yeah, proves that the holding cells was seeing a crime, right? Not quite. It proves a possibility, but it's not conclusive yet. I thought you'd say that, sir, which is why I ordered some follow-up work. I asked forensics to analyze the blood and see if it matches the victims. They're on as we speak. Nice work, Gummy. Thought of everything. Detective, I must say, I'm impressed. Did you hit your head or something? Gee, don't look so surprised, sir. I just hope things continue to go in our favor. Poor Gumshoe. Alrighty, so that's proof that the murder happened in the detention center. And for our next trick, we'll find out how that dog got over there. Don't worry, you can leave that one to me. Until the kid and his chaperone get here, we've got the whole prison to ourselves. Which is why I brought my secret weapons along. Secret weapons? That's right! A few tools of the trade that felt. Are we getting the secret weapon 3 back again? Behold, the 7 secret weapons of Dig 7? Are they at 3? Well, I don't know about you crazy cats, but I'm sold. Miles? Very well, detective. We'll try using your secret weapons. You got it, sir. Let me run you through the list. Secret weapon number 1, trusty old metal detector. If it's made of steel, silver, or scrap, this little guy right here will find it. So, it detects metal. Very good, detective. Next up, secret weapon number 2, missile! Everybody's favorite crime, yeah! You track pretty much any scent you put in front of him, especially food. He sure is a lot cuter than Mr. Constance' dog. And now for secret weapon number 3. Where'd I put it? Ah! Am I one snapper sharp at school, or is that a fishing rod? Don't tell me we're going fishing for clues. No, I mean, I just happen to have it with me is all. I see. Well, onwards and upwards, detective. Let's see what else you have. As all she wrote, sir. Gummy, you're 4 secret weapons short of your so-called 7, and one of them was a fishing rod. Sorry, but that's all for today. Okay, I'll show you the rest next time. I think I call them secret. I can't just go sharing everything at once. It's crazy. In that case, then I suppose the 3 you've deigned to reveal to us will have to do for now. Alright, which one you want to try, sir? Let's try missile. You got it, sir. Alright, missile. Yeah, boy. Aw, he really came. So, what are we tracking? We're trying to find out how Mr. Constance' dog got to the holding cells in the first place. I suspect the same route was used to bring Knight's body back to the prison. So we give the pooch a snip of the body, and he'll find the route. Then he'll find that route for us. Does anyone else smell something sweet? All I smell is the odor of blood. It's faint, sir, but it's there. Almost like cake, maybe. What would the body smell of cake? Okay, Missile, get a nose full. Here we go. Follow that dog. That's the way to. He's at maximum security. Uh-oh, he's going in. Then we'll just have to follow after him. Oh, looks like Dogan's not here. This is Constance' cell, though the man himself is absent, it seems. Is he meeting with someone in the visitor's room? Do you think Missile's onto something? Shh. Looks like maybe he is. Oh, we found something. Is there something here? Let's get assuming, Mr. Edgeworth. What would be the obvious? Let's try the bell. Look, Miss Edgeworth. That chisel's on the floor is a bit smaller than the others. No woodworker, but that perhaps is an all-purpose one that can be used in a pinch, regardless of the job. An all-purpose pocket chisel makes sense. Always nice when your tools are useful and easy to carry. Is that your opinion as a thief? Nope, it's my opinion as a great thief. I walked into that one. That wasn't even what I clicked too. Tea and rice crackers. Mr. Connor clearly doesn't lack for comforts. I can think of worse ways to spend time in my jail. In my jail. I can think of worse ways to spend my time in jail than drinking tea and playing chess. I thought this was maximum security, not maximum comfort. However, nobody else gets the special treatment. Complaining to me isn't going to help. Perhaps he could take it up with the man himself. Yikes! No thanks. Mr. Connors' chess set, complete with his special dog piece. That's not a chess set. That's a whole chess table with legs. It looks like it might be worth something too. It's not inconceivable. Some of them are. And this is quite a nice one. I never would have picked Mr. Connors as a chess fan though. With the whole Eastern aesthetic he's got going on, I thought he'd be more of into Go. Go, huh? Can you play? I can play Go Fish! Not the same thing, Kay. Not even close. I guess we'll try the chisels next. Mr. Connors' chisels. Have you wanted a potential murder weapon? Heh, that reminds me of something. The fur is in your brow. When you frown, it looks like somebody took a chisel to your forehead. I have no idea what you mean. See, they're so deep. Don't tell me you don't see it, Mr. Woodcarving Face. Have you quite finished? Oh, what's the matter, boy? Wait, is this cake? Is this cake what you were after? Oh, oh no! Whoa, down, boy! Stop that! No, you can't have it. Dogs can't eat chocolate. You know that. If you won't behave, I'll just have to eat it myself. Not bad. That's Amelia outside the chocolate box singing there. Not sure Betty agrees, though. Gummy! I wanted some. Daring of you both to assume the food in the prison is safe to eat. Well, daring a dub. So anyway, it looks like if it was cake Mr. was tracking. Talk about a waste of time. I suppose we go to just desserts. But the little guy's definitely capable, right? Sure he is. This was just a blip. He'll follow the right sin this time, I promise. Sick boy. Oh, I think he's gone to something. Look at everyone run. Oh, this is Costerato's cell. Whatever it is in there. Mr. Costerato's cell. We'll need to take a look inside. Detective, call the guard. Yes, sir. Thank you, officer. Question before we begin. Is the prisoner Mr. Costerato still in solitary? No, sir. He came back a little while ago. And he was here before the new roll call. Guess he must be on work duty someplace. I see. Now, would be so kind as to open his cell. Yes, sir! So this is the cell we're investigating now. I'm surprised that they give the prisoners heaters. Unusually kind, or unusually careless. What if he uses it all year round? To help him lose water weight, maybe. Yeesh, I hope his furry friend can deal with the heat. I'm sure they learned to sweat things out together by now. This punching bag is certainly... Oh! What was it saying? This punching bag has certainly seen some use, and that's the warden on it. What breed were you again, Missile? Sure wasn't a boxer. No way. No way indeed. Quickly, detective, move the sandbag aside. Yes, sir. Oh. The hole. Could this be? Whoa there, wait, Missile. I'm going in too. Wait, stop. Sir, I'll go get her. Oh, that's tight. Shouldn't have eaten that cake. He's gone. Well, I'm not going in there. I'll just have to wait. Oh boy. Oh. Hello? Kay? Are you alright? You're not gonna believe this, but we're in the detention center. The detention center? That hole is a tunnel that leads right to Mr. Knight's cell. What? Don't go anywhere. I'm on my way. Right under the bed, huh? That's probably his gum should be able to get for the whole thing. Okay. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Guess you could say we made a breakthrough. Quite. At least they came out unscathed, I think. Sir, the floorboards under the bed were torn up. That's how they did it. There's no doubt about it. This must be the route we've been looking for. The corridor connecting the detention center and the prison is locked down by heavy security doors. But with the help of this tunnel, it can be circumvented. It was a sweet scent that started this whole search. Could it be that the scent was in fact coming from Knight's body after all? Incidentally, Knight's body was covered in dirt. Dirt that might have been come from being dragged to this tunnel. Okay, what was it like down there? Well, it was pitch black, so I couldn't see a whole lot. Luckily, my camera has a flash, so I took some pictures. Well, let's see what you captured. Look at that! Spoons, fork. Guess these were for digging a tunnel. That aside, those footprints? Paw prints even. From a dog, perhaps? This is a vital piece of evidence. However, it begs something of a question. It does? Mr. Cosserato has certainly been making use of this tunnel, which means... Detective, we need to find out where Mr. Cosserato is, immediately! If my suspicions are correct... Huh? Ah, nuts! The guards were alerted, and they began searching for Mr. Cosserato right away. After a thorough investigation of both the prison and detention center, he was nowhere to be found. Oh no, he escaped! Well, have the police been notified? Yes, ma'am. We just finished liaising with them a moment ago. They set up a cordon around the entire facility. Good. The first blemish on the prison's spotless reputation is always the ugliest. It won't happen again, ma'am. Rather different word in regard to the one we've seen so far. Mr. Edgeworth, was it? I really can't thank you enough for finding that tunnel, darling. Sadly, it may have been a little too late. Seems he might have already left the building. I say that's unlikely, Warden. After all, there is a security gate at the exit to the detention center. You're not suggesting that he simply walked through it. What's to say that there was only one tunnel, sweetie? I suppose that's true. Well, on top of the case, this is no time to be standing around chit-chatting. Mr. Edgeworth, would you mind continuing your investigation? It would be my pleasure. And you three can get back to your posts. Yes, ma'am! Detective, the results of the blood test just came back from the lab. Thanks, pal. Let's see what they have to tell us about the blood found in Knight's cell. What does it say, Mr. Edgeworth? They've identified the blood, and it's Knight's. Nice job, everybody. Teamwork makes the dream work, huh? We got Knight's blood in his holding cell, a tunnel a dog clearly went through, and security footage showing Knight being attacked by the dog in his cell. Case closed. We have all the evidence we need. Let's see what Mr. Connors has to say for himself. Connors? Oh, darlings, are you sure? Do be careful around him, won't you? He is as well connected on the outside as he is in here. I suppose he would have to be. Else with the so-called fixed sustain business. Police have been trying to track down his accomplices for the longest time. Even I've had to lend them a hand myself, you know. So that's what that was all about. He's still not talking, ma'am? Even with the evidence you borrowed from the precinct? No, I've tried so many times, I've lost count. What am I supposed to do? I can't send in a blank report. I guess the kill of Ohio was always going to be a tough nut to crack. Borrowed evidence from police to get help with your investigation, is that correct? Well, yes, sweetie. Everything related to Connors is with me now. Heaven knows how many times I've hauled the secret scoundrel to my office to talk to me. No matter what I say or how much evidence I present him with, he simply won't say a word. President Warden conducting interrogations herself. That's irregular, to say the least. But you go down, he'll devour you full. Be careful, darlings. You have to be warned. Oh wait, and I thought things couldn't get any spicier. Alright. Oh, these guys are here too. Judge Cavell, I didn't expect to find you here. We have been conducting queries, which, given that we are in charge of investigation, is hardly strange. What is strange is that you are still here, Mr. Edgeworth. I gave you a warning, did I not? I told you that your badge was at risk should our paths cross again, and yet here you are. I'm sorry that you thought I might be so easily discouraged, Your Honor, but I'm not about to let the truth slip from my grasp, no matter what you or the committee might say. I'm going to present a certain sum of evidence that you yourself should have uncovered. Yeah, you have more business with me, I take it, Mr. Edgeworth? I do. I promised to bring you back to prove that you were the killer, and here I am. This should be amusing. Very well, whenever you're ready. Not so fast! We have some troops of our own to share. First-rate deductions, in fact. Indeed, we are now more certain than ever that Simeon Saint was the murderer, and that only he could have moved Mr. Knight from this holding cell to the prison proper. We shall prove this to you beyond a shadow of a doubt. But first, a question. Are you quite determined to continue on this course, Mr. Edgeworth? Should you fail to rebut our deductions, there will be no going back. Your very career hangs in the balance.
What? You mean you'll take us bad if you don't like how this goes? That's intimidation!
Not at all. If anything, I am showing him mercy. This is not Mr. Edgeworth's case. It never was. And I am under no obligations to hear him out. If he's prepared to accept potential ramifications of his actions, I will allow him one last chance. Well, are you truly willing to take the risk? To put your beloved badge on the line? Mr. Edgeworth!
Sir!
I accept your terms. I am confident of my reasoning. And what's more, I am representing the firm of Edgeworth & Co. I do not intend to besmirch his name. My duty will be done, and I will not be intimidated. Very well. Let us see whether you are brave or simply reckless. By the powers vested in me by the almighty goddess of justice. Let this judgment commence. Eustace, if you will allow me. Fine by me. It's all yours, Gambit. How did I wind up in the prison proper? You are aware of the incident involving Mr. Knight yesterday, I assume. He assaulted the innocent guard and stole his keys. Later, in the middle of moving a large animal cage, Mr. Saint stopped by Mr. Knight's cell for a little visit. That's when Mr. Knight stole out of his cell using the keys he'd stolen. He slipped into the cage, and there he hid as he was wheeled into one of the prison workshops. I figured she was going to bring Mr. Saint going to the Knight's cell. Yesterday, after you so kindly made us aware of the security camera footage, I decided to take a look at it ourselves. Perhaps you would like to see what we found? This is a still from the footage we received. Mr. Saint speaking of Knight at his cell. Correct. You will also know that he has positioned the cage in such a way as to obscure the camera's view. It is this blind spot that Mr. Knight exploited in order to enter the cage undetected. A sound deduction based on what can be observed, wouldn't you say? A blind spot, which means that the camera would have been able to capture the moment Knight entered the cage, if he did at all. So it's still possible that he didn't actually leave his cell at this point. I don't get it. Why would Mr. Knight want to hide in the cage? There was really only one possibility. He intended to escape. A prison break? That's so cool! Mr. Cosrado, Mr. Knight, everybody's doing it. I have to step up my game. Okay, now is really not the time. Mr. Cosrado's escape is no laughing matter. It is my belief Mr. Saint helped Mr. Knight with his escape attempt. That is to say, he was his accomplice. Wow. Wow. Go Simeon. That wasn't a compliment! I understand the cage was really taken to one of the workshops. I imagine that had been one of things gone to plan, Mr. Knight would have remained in the cage until after the show, and then removed from the premises along with the rest of the circus's equipment. Unfortunately for Mr. Knight, Mr. Saint had other ideas. He killed his friend in cold blood. Judge Gabel's argument seems reasonable, but there must be some fault in the logic somewhere, and I'm going to find it. Do you have any proof that Knight stole the keys? I can think of no other reason for him to carry out such brutal attack. Once the guard he assaulted regained consciousness, I'm sure he will confirm our suspicions. I wouldn't be so sure. Perhaps I should press her further on her reasoning. Sorry, but I believe there is a flaw in your reasoning. If Knight had the keys, there was nothing to stop him from leaving whenever he wanted. Why wait for Mr. Saint? There was no need, surely. He chose the option he deemed most likely to succeed. He stole the keys and hid them somewhere. Then waited for an opportune moment to present herself. He hid the keys. I'm afraid he might have made an uncharacteristic oversight, Your Honor. Knight wasn't hiding any keys. That has been proven already. This is to be evidence that proves Knight didn't have keys. Didn't have the keys. The fact that the keys have yet to be recovered, right?
Take that!
There's something else on my door. Hang on. Since you know about the incident, I assume you must already know this, but after the assault, the guards searched both Knight and his cell, and no keys were found. And if the whereabouts of the keys cannot be proven, and then neither can your theory. I have considered the matter of the missing keys, and I do not think it's such an issue. I still believe he had them. After all, the guards only stated that they were unable to locate them. And this is because they were cleverly hidden inside the pocket chest set. Knight's chest set. The same set which the murder weapon was also allegedly hidden. Was it? I can help but wonder about that. What? But you're the one who proposed it! Actually, if you recall, that was Eustace's assertion. So the two of them onto one, so the two of them onto one mind on this, I take it. Allow me to restate the facts. Mr. Knight hid the keys he stole from the guard inside his chest set. Mr. Saint came to see him. Mr. Knight used the keys to open his cell and climbed inside the cage. He was then moved from his holding cell to the workshop in the prison proper. All with the help of his friend and an accomplice. Had things gone according to plan, he would have been taken out of the facility after the show. But they did not. Instead, his accomplice murdered him while the show was taking place in the yard. But Mr. Saint was part of that performance. How would he have even had time to commit the murder? How indeed? Allow me to explain. As you know, many stage performances follow a set narrative. Yesterday's show was one such example. She's done her homework, I see. The suspect played the role of an antagonist opposite to the elephantine heroine of the show. In the latter part of the performance, the heroine's love prevails and the villain is defeated. This victory is depicted in a very unique manner, whereby the villain is sent flying from the stage by the heroine. He's sent flying by the elephant. Isn't that dangerous? Having been ejected from the stage in this manner, the villain no longer appears in the performance. In other words, the suspect did not appear on the stage for a period of approximately 15 minutes. And you're saying the crime took place during that time? Yes, I'm afraid so. After all, it's more than a sufficient window, wouldn't you say? Committing the crime and returning to the stage in that short 15-minute window is only possible, assuming that the murder took place in the prison proper. But in fact, Your Honor, the real scene of the crime was Knight's cell. I seem to remember telling you that I would not accept that part of the security footage into evidence. And you won't have to. I have proof of a different kind. Very well. Would you be so kind as to present it? What proof do you have that the murder took place in the victim's holding cell? Wiped floor again. This appears to be a photograph of a floor. Oh my God, Justice, grant me patience. The floor you're so dismissive of, Your Honor, has traces of nice blood on it. Hey, you got the pursuit music. Traces, you say? Is this evidence reliable? After all, I don't believe you have access to the necessary forensics operatives. I have my resources. A certain blunt instrument, you might say, but a reliable one. The detective, how very unfortunate for him. Perhaps before he decided to circumvent the law, you might have considered that the committee's influence extends to the police. Oh no, now Goey's badge is on the line too? Forgive me, detective. I didn't mean to put you at risk as well. Well done, Edgeworth. His salary is already low. His salary is already low enough. I'll enter the fact that Mr. Knight's blood was found in the holding cell into evidence. However,
Objection!
bad luck, idiots! You're really on the edge now, Mr. Worthless. Mr. Winner, I'd forgotten you were there. It was nice while it lasted. I just butted in to tell you that your entire argument is one big inconsistency. You showed us camera footage of a dog killing Mr. Knight in a cell. Are you saying the mutt also wiped the blood out before he left the scene? Uh-oh. What other tricks can it do, huh? A blood-rubbing dog? You're a joke. You'd have wiped that blood up, wouldn't you, boy? Yes, Talbot. Yes, you would. What? I thought you actually got a point for a second there. That was one of the tricks I taught him before our work together was so rudely cut short. He's a very tidy boy, you know. Never misses a drop. I wouldn't do to leave any evidence, after all. Saved by an assassin of all people. Jeez Louise, you could have just taught the little guy to shake hands. Oh, he does that marvelously too. Although the way I taught him to do it is somewhat unorthodox. First he bites down hard on the victim's hand, then... I'm not listening! I see. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. It seems you may have gathered some evidence worth considering. Your understanding is much appreciated. Cuts it again. Wait, I'm not done yet. I just saw something else. Overruled. Oh boy, somebody's taking out prisoners. Eustace, you would be so kind. Would you be so kind as to allow me? All yours, Gavel. Well, do you accept the truth now? The crime took place in Knight's holding cell, and the assassin's dog was the killer. My position is the same as it was yesterday. Until you can explain how the dog moved between the prison and the detention center, I cannot accept your theory into evidence. I thought you might say that, which is why I'd like to show you something else. This piece of evidence shows how the dog could freely travel between the prison and the detention center. Shut up, Prince. This is... It's a secret passageway. It runs beneath the prison. What? A secret passageway? It was dug by one Mr. Rocco Costarato, escapee. I fade out of existence, bitch. It leads from his prison cell to a certain holding cell in the detention center. Yes, the very one where the victim was being held. Well, this is certainly a surprise. Do you think that it was beneath our feet this entire time? Mr. Connors, you knew this tunnel, didn't you? Because it was the same tunnel that was used to carry out this murder. Oh. In the name of the goddess of justice. Overruled, Mr. Edgeworth. You are out of line. Hold it! How so, Your Honor? Overruled again. Evidence is everything, whether in a court of law or at the scene of investigation. Isn't that your little catchphrase? Well, it just so happens I have some evidence of my own. Bronco Knight's autopsy report. His autopsy report? When did we get that? How did you not know you had it? The police handed it to me only a short while ago. The findings are still preliminary, but it has something of value to tell us nonetheless. Well, dog again. The cause of justice speaks to us through these pages, Mr. Edgeworth. Cause of death, stab wound to the throat, and the weapon is said to be a sharp blade of some sort. It seems the victim was stabbed repeatedly in the same spot, resulting in an ugly wound. As such, police have yet to identify the exact shape of the weapon. But its overall nature seems to be beyond question. It is a bladed metal instrument. In light of this evidence, do you truly wish to continue your flight of fancy? Or you can now claim that the dog used a knife instead. But that's impossible! That will be all. This court is adjourned.
But the tunnel, the paw prints!
What of them? Gambit is something of a wanderer. Perhaps he just happened to cross this tunnel one day. Although I couldn't say for certain, I myself cannot wander quite so freely. That would be quite the coincidence, but I can't prove it's not the case either. She sure knows how to keep a secret, huh? Kinda wish she kicked us in the deep a little while earlier with that. She was baiting me, waiting for the perfect moment to crush me with that autopsy report. And I fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. You are lead attorney for the defense, correct, Miss Defender? This is the interim autopsy report in question. I do apologize for the delay. Yeah, no sweat. Thanks for hooking us up. About time we got that. Yep, this all checks out. Yep. Mr. Fender, a handshake is not necessary in receiving official court documents, you know. So please feel free to let go of my hand. It's not a holy relic after all. I'm just trying to be friendly, Your Honor. Had you lingered a moment longer, the laws of justice would have spoken to you from my gavel. Alright, I got it. Nice work, Bell. Just like we planned it. I did only as you instructed, Eustace, but thank you. This report came from the police. I have no choice but to accept its legitimacy. But if the dog didn't kill Knight, then that takes Connors out of the running. The goddess of justice speaks to me, Mr. Edgeworth, and she is merciful. She tells me you might yet keep your badge if you finally abandon this foolish quest.
What's our move, sir? I think she really means it this time.
What do you think, detective?
My answer remains the same, Judge Gambit.
I will see my duty done. I will not be intimidated. Even with how things stand, you still refuse to concede. This may very well be your last chance. Your badge hangs by a thread. You let it fall if it must. I have something far more important to protect than as an associate attorney. My client. The gods of justice is no doubt saddened by your refusal to accept yet another offer of mercy. You called to hold it. Attaboy, Miles! That's what I like to see. Looks like the defense never rests. It's really starting to mean something to you. Credit to your old man, though. He's the one who said it first. My father. In fact, I could swear I saw Gregor Spirit in you for a second there. You said you changed since your days of Brown Compass Shadow? I didn't believe you at first, but I'm starting to. Thank you, Thunder. Alright, kids. This is where the rubber really hits the road. Put your thinking caps on. Let's make a break time. If it's true that Knight was off with a bladed weapon, does our whole case really fall apart? Bladed weapon. Of course. There were 5 chisels to Connors' cell when we last looked. Former assassins certainly wouldn't struggle against to commit murder with a tool like that. In which case, the weapon that killed Knight was... Have you quite finished? It would be in best interest to concede. Evidence is everything. It may well be my little catchphrase, but it's also true. So the murder weapon was a sharp blade. Then where is it? The guards didn't find it? Why can't you let this go? So what if they didn't find it? What are you driving at? What if I were to tell you that I now know what the real murder weapon was? And it was right under our noses the whole time. Indeed. It was one of Mr. Connors' chisels! What?! I would advise you to stop bombarding us with your irresponsible half-baked theories, Mr. Edgeworth. You have repeatedly insisted that Mr. Knight was killed in his cell by a dog. I simply go where the evidence takes me, both in the courtroom and at the scene of the crime. If the murder weapon was in fact a chisel, then yes, the murderer could not have been the dog. But that begs the question: what exactly it was we saw in the security footage? Oh yeah, the security footage. How do you explain that, Mr. Smarty Pants? An excellent question. The footage shows. Can I see that footage again? I can't. This causes dog. Don't get Knight. Dog attacked Knight, but he didn't kill the man. He didn't. No, I was merely knocked out. The dog didn't drag the corpse through the tunnel. He dragged an alive but unconscious Knight. The real killer was the dog's master. Oh, I get it. By bringing that here, Mr. Connors could finish the job. And he could definitely use the chisels to do it. Correct. You! More than Homer Connors. You're the only one who could have done it.
Objection!
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, you ever get this on your report card? Refuses to listen, must learn to respect others? You asking me or confessing to what's on yours? We already surveyed the guy as a cell from top to bottom, right, Cabell? Yes, we even inspected his chisels, all 4 of them. All 4, you say? There wasn't a single speck of blood. I thank you, Your Honor. You have just confirmed my theory. I have. What exactly do you mean? The last time we were here, there were 5 chisels, not 4. Well, yeah, I remember counting them. Definitely 5. And the one that's missing is the small one. The one we thought might be a pocket chisel. Mr. Connors, where did you hide that chisel? A pocket chisel? And what use might I have for such a thing, I am really allowed to leave my cell. In which case, he shouldn't have had the chance to dispose of the weapon. You've dug your own grave, Mr. Connors. You seem to have an idea what this missing chisel might be, Mr. Edgeworth. Would you enlighten us? For a man who can't leave his cell of his own volition, Mr. Connors can only have hidden the chisel here.
Take that!
Mr. Connors is still a prisoner, despite the comfort he enjoys. He is rarely allowed out of his cell. He could have given the chisel to his dog to leave somewhere, but that would have been far from ideal. He would have no way of guaranteeing where it might end up. Intriguing. Do go on, Mr. Edgeworth. Furthermore, this room is the one place where a bladed instrument wouldn't raise an eyebrow. 4 chisels, 5 chisels, who's counting? A fact he took full advantage of. Ah, the old keep the giving evidence close routine. Classic.
Objection!
But I looked, I searched the cell myself, and there's just no way you could have hidden it.
Objection!
I'm certain that the murder weapon is here, and that reason why no one has found it yet is because it was hidden in such an ingenious manner. You enlighten us, Mr. Edgeworth. What was my ingenious plan? Think, Miles. There must be a hiding spot you could make use of. Think about when you came here previously. What are you missing? He's not showing us out permanently, right? Let's get out of here. Come on. The dog. He hasn't made a sound today. When we were here before, he barked and growled repeatedly. Connors even encouraged him to do so. That must be it. I knew something was off. Can we believe it? I think I know where you hid the murder weapon. Give me up already. Yeah, I expected more of you, Mr. Edgeworth. As well you should, if you would give me a moment. But this piece of evidence shows where you hid the murder weapon.
Take that!
Your dog. He seems unusually quiet today. Oh yeah, like last time when... Cut off. Mr. Connors, if you would be so kind as to open Helmet's mouth. She caught on immediately. Oh, come now, he doesn't bark because he's a well-behaved boy. I had to order him to last time. And order him again, this instant. But it's not like we're asking for the world, Mr. Connors. Or do you have something to hide? If you insist. Come on, Helmet, open up. And there we have it. A chisel that small was easy enough for a dog to size it. What? A chisel in the dog? Why is there a chisel in the dog? I thought he'd been strangely quiet, because his brain is finally caught up. Eustace, why don't you be a good boy and call forensics? Tell them it's urgent. No, okay. Findings are as follows. Traces of blood were detected on the chisel. What? Not such a half-baked theory after all, was it? Alright, so we're all on the same page here. This is our murder weapon, yeah? The forensic evidence cannot be ignored. We have no choice but to concede that this is most likely the case. Mr. Connors, in light of the discovery of the murder weapon, the court demands that you explain yourself. We found the route your dog took to the holding cells, and now we have the chisel. How do you propose to talk your way out of this one? You never fail to entertain, Mr. Edgeworth. Why does he always laugh like that, even when it's not funny? Poor Helmet. How could they suspect us? You leave me little choice. I shall simply have to share with you the truth. I did not kill anyone. I have grown tired of killing. Something's not right. Why is he so calm? Very well. The court will hear Mr. Connors' testimony. If you would be so kind. Gladly. Perhaps you might begin by explaining what you believe my motive to have been. Never knew this knight. I had no contact with him. No connection whatsoever. Okay. That's an immediate contradiction right there. Given this is the case, why would I possibly wish him dead? Could be that you were suggesting that it was my canine companion who had the motive instead? I'm really bad at this thing. I tell him to. I'm not so bloodthirsty that I would kill a man I did not know. I mean, when he puts it that way... Assassin only kills his acquaintances. Not the soundest business model, I agree. My work required me to deal with strangers, of course, but murder is for his own sake. That's not my style. So I need to prove a link between Knight and Connors. Go over the evidence again and see what I can discover. I already know what the answer's gonna be. Yeah, no, that was immediate. That was immediate. You're getting sloppy, Mr. Connors. You may have trained your dog to clean up your mess, but some things still require a human touch. We found this in the victim's room. It's a record of a game of correspondence chess. What's more, the game depicted matches the game laid out on your board. Yeah. What? The number of possible games has been calculated to be 10 to the power 12, and that's on the low end. Wait, so that's 10 times 10, 120 times over 100, 1,000. I give up. I mean, what do you even call a number that big? A vanishingly unlikely coincidence. That's what. Now, tell us why you killed Knight. Unless it is, we prefer to explain the coincidence. Well, they do say that truth is a stranger that changes the fiction. It is, as you say, a coincidence. But that's really possible. We just proved that. A coincidence of a different kind, child. I never imagined my correspondent was the victim, you see. And yet here we are. Helmet is as surprised as I am. Aren't you, Helmet? Yes, yes. I suppose there's nothing for it but to finally tell the truth. Boy. The other prisoners had all gone to the yard, you see. It was a show of some sort, I believe. Here I was, minding my own business, when in comes Helmet, dragging a corpse, all things. I had quite the shock, not the least because the murderer was in the poor fellow's neck. Of course, there was no drinking of becoming a suspect, so I had Helmet take the body to the workshop. Over there, he moved the murder weapon and brought it back to me, just as I had asked. The dog pulled out the murder weapon in the workshop. Indeed he did. Moving it here would have made an awful mess after all. You know something. That makes total sense. Remember Mr. Cyrus and Mr. Edgeworth? That huge black dog had sucked his terrible teeth into the victim's throat. What did you say? It was hellish, utterly hellish. That beast, the awful beast, killed him. I see. So what Mr. Sawyer actually saw was Helmet removing the murder weapon then. Precisely. I can't say I wasn't a little disappointed that he was spotted, of course. Silly boy, it's not like you slip up like that, is it now? And there you have it. That is about all there is to tell. I did not kill the man. At most, I was responsible for the removal of the weapon. No, but that be all. Helmet's growing restless.
Objection!
Sorry, maybe you could entertain us for a little longer, Mr. Connors. Thunder! No offense, Palio, but I don't think you quite told us everything. I'm sure we'd all like to know why you thought you needed to pull the chisel out in the first place. He's right. It makes sense that he would move the body to avoid suspicion. Connors had no reason to recover the murder weapon. So the mute one isn't as dumb as I thought. Please answer the question, Mr. Connors. It was because of the bell, the one attached to the chisel, and the one around Helmet's neck. I have a very distinctive design, you see. Of course. There was something of a trademark of yours, were they not? I don't get it. How does that even work? Bodehammer Connus, the blind butcher. His appearance was always announced by the sound of bells. The last sound his victims would ever hear. You flatter me. Though it's been some years since you last saw one of them, you remember them well. The knife and spell attached were one of the pieces of evidence seized in our case against you. Yes, it was but one of my bells. Only one of only two in existence. Just two. Only two. Okay, so if it wasn't him, it's absolutely the warden, because we've given the statement that she's received evidence a while back from the precinct, and that chisel was definitely one of them. So she's our killer. It has to be her. My ears are my guide after all, and I must be able to use my tools precisely. Of course, you said the knife has long since been taken from me. When Helmut brought the body to my cell, I was rather surprised to hear a familiar sound. At first, I was sure that my knife had been used to do the deed. But no, a chisel. An ordinary chisel. It's certainly no assassin's blade. Nonetheless, the bell would have suggested my involvement. Compounding the matter is the fact that I'm the only person in this prison permitted to use such tools. It was clear that I would become the prime suspect, and so the chisel had to be removed and hidden. You still claim that all you did was have the dog move the body. He had nothing to do with the killing. How could I? I told you, the chisel is not mine. You need not take my word, Mr. Edgeworth. We're going to have it checked for fingerprints. Eustace! Huh? Me? But I don't know how to check for prints. Get forensics. Oh, right, sure thing. We got him. Fingerprints. They're Mr. Knight's. And Mr. Connus's? No, just Mr. Knight's. On forensics, there was no sign of any prints having been wiped off. Only Knight's fingerprints. This isn't good. Should I get them to check again? How do you see? I've never so much as touched that chisel. He was carried it out in his mouth, that is all. Therefore, any prints must belong to whoever had it last. Ugh. So the murder weapon belonged to the victim? Oh, that's not helpful. As I said, I've not touched the chisel. Therefore, I cannot be the killer. Or do you have a... I just realized, his sprites make him look like he's been outside of his cell the entire time. Ugh. I have nothing else to counter with. But what could this mean? Is he not the killer after all? Is he actually telling the truth? No, he can't be. I'm sure this goes without saying, Mr. Edgeworth, but if you do not find a solution to your current predicament, and quickly, I will have to little choice but to relieve you of your badge. Even my patience has a limit. I will not tolerate you throwing this investigation into chaos. Am I clear?
You've done it now, sir. She's serious.
I hate to admit it, but fingerprints turn everything on its head. Without more evidence, I'm back to square one. Wait, something doesn't add up. A few things, actually. How would Mr. Knight have needed a chisel for? You can do a lot for chisel, child. Bring it out of prison for one. Alright, then how do you get in here? There's no way the guards would let him bring a super sharp tool in with him, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Hey, Earth to Mr. Edgeworth! You can't stand there hemming and hawing just because of a little setback. The important thing is finding the truth, you know? Doesn't matter how we get there. As long as we save Simeon in the end. We can't give up now or ever.
Yeah, what she said.
I'll second that. You won me a round of that, Kay. I'm gonna have to offer you a job for real. It's like I said, the defense never rests. Or rather, like your pop said. What do you think lies at the heart of those words, Miles? Any guesses? The heart of those words. It's like this. As defense attorneys, our clients' fates rest on our shoulders. We're the only ones they can turn. Simeon's our client. We're the only ones who can save him. So we can't rest. Not while he's counting on us. I'm not about to turn my back on your old man's legacy. Are you? I'm an associate with the defense now. No. I'm an associate of my father's firm. That's the role I've chosen, and that means that if I fail to save my client, I have failed in my duties. I will honor my father's vision and save Simeon's saint. No matter what setbacks I face, I can ultimately defeat. One path is blocked, I must simply find another. There we go, that's the Miles Edge I know. Now let's find that new path forward. We start by trying to figure out how Mr. Knight brought that chisel into the prison. Right, how would Knight have managed to bring a chisel in here? The chest set.
Take that!
Usually it wouldn't be possible to bring a metal object into the facility undetected. Because of the security gates, right? Correct. But we already know that checks out that checks at one of the gates haven't been entirely thorough as of late. Namely, the gate at the entrance to the detention center. That gate is only used to scan people. Any items they bring into the pit only given subject to a courtesy check. Are you telling me that the chest set wasn't put for the metal detector? It should have been. Alas, it seems the guards have gotten a little lax in their regard as late. I took advantage of this little oversight and had Mr. Saint bring him the chisel, hidden inside his pocket chest set. That does answer one of our questions, and it suggests the chisel was indeed Mr. Knight's and not Mr. Conness's. So that's what was truly being brought in. However, we still have one rather pressing problem to address. That of the security footage in which Knight was attacked by a dog. How does one explain if Mr. Connors was not the culprit? But then, how do you explain this prince not being on the murder weapon? This one's real 3 Piper. The court, too, finds itself wanting for a satisfactory explanation.
Wait, sir, I think we have time to show you another one of my secret weapons. Introducing super weapon number 4, Little V.
What sort of name is that, detective?
I came up with it myself, sir. Anyway, you use it to analyze the video footage.
Excellent idea. Perhaps then you might see that I am telling the truth. Who knows if there's anything to be found? But it has to be worth a try.
Alright, want me to walk you through how to use it, sir?
Seeing as I'm not very familiar with the video analysis techniques, perhaps I should hear them out. If you could run me through its functions, detective, that would be most appreciated.
Yes, sir. So basically, you just gotta do what you always do. Examine anything that catches your eye. And I can examine things with Y, I see. Next up, there's controls at the bottom of the screen. Pans left to right, lets you rewind and fast forward. You can use the middle to one to pause. In case of those in your golden, sir.
It seems like I also press RB to fast forward or LB to rewind the footage. I can press A to pause.
When the video is paused, you can go to the previous frame with LB or the next frame RB. Or just use the same control panel as I showed you earlier. Let's explain how to zoom in. Just line up the old cursor with the area you want to take a little closer look at. You use the panel on the bottom right, little V will do the rest. It's got those 2 expanding arrows on the right of it. Damn is it, sir.
Here I can zoom by pressing X, too.
By the way, even when you're zoomed in, you can still examine stuff, just like a regular view. Also, you can make use of previous and next frames to get a good look at what's really happening. Only thing you can't do when you zoomed in is play the footage, so there's that. Let's see. How do I zoom out again? Just use the panel on the lower right again, sir. See how it goes? See how it's gone from expanding to collapsing arrows on there? It's because you're zoomed in. And that about sums it up. Now let's fire up Little V up for real. Remember, just examine anything that catches your eye and you'll do fine.
The footage from Mr. Knight's holding cell. Other than the victim being attacked by that dog, I can't see what else it might show us. But suppose we're wrong. What could we be looking for instead? Could the person in the footage be someone other than Knight? And if so, could whoever's attacking them be something else too? I should keep both questions in mind while reviewing the footage.
Never know what you're gonna see once you start looking at things up close. Check every detail, sir. You'll find something, I'm sure.
But in this footage seems odd. Wait. Oh, that's not right. Whoops. What is that? Wait a second. Really? Hang on.
way. Oh my god, that's Casaranto's bear! Wait, that's...
I suspect we may have made a critical error of judgment. What we're looking at here, this is no dog. This animal is... That's not a dog, it's a bear. What? So the paw prints in the photo I took were not canine, but Urside. A bear? So could that mean... Yes, I think it could. After all, who else do we know with such a pet? And if we're mistaken about the creature in the footage, it's not inconceivable that we were mistaken about the person in the footage too. If there's something in there, we can prove it, sir. Something that shows it wasn't night. Right. Can't see the person's face, which means that identification is out of the question. But perhaps there's something that can tell us who they are indirectly. Indirectly, like the mirror? Yes. Something worth a look.
Okay, zoom in here. Just give it a second. Give it a second. Give it a second. Give it a second. Okay, now I can zoom in.
The figure is affecting the mirror here too. Is that the hat?
Say, doesn't that look like the hats the guards wear, sir? Ah, jeez, is that what I think it is?
Have there been any reports of one of the animals attacking a guard recently?
Not that I've heard of.
Yes, this may not be a guard at all, but somebody dressed as one. Perhaps this might shed a little light on the matter of the hat.
Take that!
So no guards have reported being attacked by an animal as far as we know. But we did hear about a guard's spare uniform being stolen. Could the person in security footage perhaps be someone disguised as a guard? Someone attempted to escape without being noticed.
A guard disguise? I guess it might work.
Wait, were we just talking about someone? We were indeed. Someone seems to have successfully made his escape. We had assumed there was night in the security footage. Well, it was his cell. It's hardly a crazy theory. Perhaps, but now that we know about the hole under the bed, it is no longer the only possibility. Whoever had access to the tunnel could very well be the one caught on the camera. And who was that, Mr. Edgeworth? Care to tell the court who you believe this person to be? The person in the security footage is...
Take that!
I believe I know who our guard in disguise is. It is none other than Rocco Casarato, the prisoner who recently escaped from this facility. I'm confident it's him, because he was assigned a polar bear with Cobb as his companion. But the bear in that video was all black. Indeed, we have evidence that explains why. The evidence that explains the polar bear's dark fur is... Oh.
Take that!
Call, if you will, Mr. Francois' testimony. Oh, that's the rubber glove I dropped. Would you care to explain why it's so dirty? Oh, of course, that's mud from one of the pet treatments I've been practicing. Some of the animals a mud pack away when the incident happened. I see. And what time would this have been? Let's see, the shower had already started, so around 9 AM perhaps? The thing is, the more mud I applied, the more the tone I got, and the darker the animal's fur became. There's no trance spelling the one trance as when it says animal thick black mud. While the circus performance was underway, he was giving one of the animals a mud pack treatment. And that animal could have been, indeed, a polar bear. Mr. Edgeworth, your latest assertion simply introduces yet another contradiction. The footage from the security camera. I will understand your honor, and your doubts are entirely justified. Mr. Sawyer mentioned applying the mud pack while the circus performance was underway. And this does indeed introduce a new contradiction concerning the security footage. It does? Yes. Let's put it this way. When will you expect the footage to have been recorded, Kay? If it was taken right after he applied the mud pack treatment, it should have been around 9 a.m. In which case, something isn't right about the footage. Really? And what's that? What new contradiction does the series footage introduce relative to when it was recorded? Oh. Right, the time. Cesar said he administered the treatment at around 9 a.m., in which case security footage should also show the time area around 9. However, the timestamp says 6:42 a.m. On the day of the murder, the prisoners all went out to the yard to watch the circus. All except 3, Mr. Connors, who remained in the cell of maximum security, Mr. Sarge, who was administering a mud pack treatment in the workshop, and Walker Cosserotto, who had been waiting that precise moment to put his escape plan into action. I believe he entrusted the bear to Mr. Sarge before entering the tunnel. And the bears then slipped out of Mr. Sarge's grasp to run after his human. Mr. Sarge would have then left the workshop to pursue the bear, at which point he saw Mr. Connors' dog retrieving the murder weapon from Knight's body. It all fits perfectly, except for the security footage, which should have been recorded from around 9 a.m. However, the timestamp is 3 hours off. But why the timestamp be wrong? Detective, I would like you to have the security camera examined. Right away, please.
I'm back, sir. I just talked to the guards and... It seems like the time codes can slip in these cameras if they lose power. What? They're pretty old, sir. Guess the clock stops when the power's off. Which means the power was off for approximately 3 hours at some point. That's not all, sir. You remember how Knight denied stealing the keys? No one believes him, considering, well, yeah, no. Kinda seemed like only a suspect. Turns out that wasn't all he said. He also said he was knocked out cold, just like the other guy. Which may not necessarily have been a lie. Darling, there you all are! How goes the investigation? Is there anything I can do to help things along? Actually, there might be something we can do for you, Warden Logard. The escapee, Mr. Cosserotto. I believe he may still be on the premises. He's disguised as a guard. Here's the proof, should you need it. We're reasonably certain that the person captured on this tape is our man. And if I'm correct, he might even be right here in this room with us now. Hey, Mr. Cosserotto, we've been wearing a bracelet, right? Yes, bracelet that could easily be hidden under the sleeves of his stolen uniform. Furthermore, the doors out of the prison proper don't have those sensors that detect the bracelets installed. So if he avoided the doors with sensors, he could simply wait for an opportunity to finally make his escape. Well, yes, I'm certain he could. He just have to avoid the workshops and the cells and... Oh my. He's one of you, isn't he? He's here right now! Look, it's Teddy! Oh, there's a guy. Hey, buzz off! Get your miss off of me, you big maluka! Thank you, Teddy. Very kind of you to confirm my suspicions. Dang it, kid. It was for you, Ida. The thing to be love, Mr. Cosserotto. I'm almost envious. Guards, apprehend this man. A moment, if you will. I have some questions for our would-be escapee. If you have told him the truth, I will need to speak with him. With your permission, of course. I can hardly say no now, can I? Come on, then. Give your best shot. Mr. Cosserotto's escape route led directly to Knightley's cell. So it's highly possible he has something to offer. Tell me what you were doing on the day Mr. Knight's body was discovered. Oh my god, no. I'm 3 hours into the stream. Am I even close? If I'm not close, if I'm like an hour off from the end of this case, I'm gonna end it for today. I don't know how close I even am.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I need to stop. I'm gonna stop for now because I'm 3 hours in. I do other plans today. I don't want to keep going for too long. And my voice needs a rest after all the voice work I did for all these characters. So, yep. That's all for now. But yeah, I'll definitely come back to it soon and finish off this case. Don't know how much of it I have left, but we'll find out. So until then, I will see you all next time. Another stream of Ace doing investigations. See ya.